Hey, welcome back to SaveState Podcast, episode 17, Youkoso. And if you're new here, that means welcome and hello. I just learned that from my buddy, Gamers Generation. How you doing, brother?
Hey, yo, you just stole my line, so now I have no idea what to say.
Bro, I was just planning it. All right, so
that's what he does, dude. That's what he does.
The guys that watch on a regular basis, my name is Matt. I'm the Digital Jedi. I'm joined by our other host, Mr. Too Loud Tech himself, Alex, and I've already cut to the chase. Our special guest this week is Gamers Generation. And yeah, man, I'm kind of one note. You've watched the show enough to know that I'm going to steal your stuff first chance I get, and then I'm going to make fun of you for it. So, it's just, I don't know what to say there, bud.
Someone's got to do it.
Uh-huh. So how you doing today?
I'm doing all right. Yeah, especially good now being on this show. What about you guys?
Heck yeah, man. Very good, man. We excited to have you. We've been talking about it. I mean, we got some nerdy stuff that we need to know. Like we're talking for the show. I'm ready to venture into AR, and like you're like the AR king. So I kind of want to AR XR. So something to talk about. Too Loud's already ahead of the game.
I totally forgot. I meant to do this before the podcast, bro. Dang it. Look, I'm gonna tell everybody in the audience. You gonna know why we go late? It's because of Matt.
Yeah.
I meant to put these on prior to starting right here. And now I'm not gonna hook them up anymore. I'm not doing that.
No, you done messed it up. You done messed it up.
I already messed it up. So.
This week we can do something different. We're gonna talk about Rise of Skywalker, and because it's
ill.
Gamers Generation's favorite movie of all time. So, inside joke, Gamers Generation. There we go. With that, we knew it was going to work. So, inside joke, Gamers Generation. I've been fighting over the Star Wars movies. If you guys don't know, I am a Star Wars shill. I love them all. He does not.
I bet they would have never guessed it.
No. So we've been, we go back and forth. And my wife found out that Gigi was coming on the show, and she's like, "Yeah, I got something for him. I'm gonna get you a gift." So she brought me some backup. My big dog in the back there. Just for Gigi. So, after the episode, I'm going to return them. I'm kidding. I'm not going to return them. But so what's going on, guys? What are you guys doing this week? What are you guys into? Talk to us.
I just wanted to tell everybody that you missed the part where I told you that that's not Rey. You chose the wrong statue.
I didn't miss it. I ignored it.
Okay.
Selective hearing, sir. That is the best statue.
Oh, I thought Too Loud had the crown for that.
And let's get it out of the way because he did ask, so I have to show. If you guys
I'm gonna come over there and pee on Darth Vader. I said it before podcast. I'll say it during podcast. I wonder if the animatronics will still work after I pee on Darth Vader.
Oh my god! He's 7 feet tall, and I don't know how tall.
He's huge,
but I can't reach.
Holy crap! Hold on. Let me go back there. I'm switching it to you for a minute. Look at how gigantic that thing is.
Yeah, I'm like 5'6" or something. So yeah, I can't.
He can hug Jedi.
Yeah,
he can just take it from him.
Mm-hmm.
Like his hat. He can just take his hat from him.
Yeah.
I'm glad you added the part about hat. Yeah.
Oh, wait, whoa, PG-13, fellas.
I'm curious how many handhelds you're gonna outfit with him. Is he gonna be like battery pack man, handheld man? Like,
dude, he's gonna be like the guy in the subway with like a trench coat and open it, and it's like the whole side over here.
He's got 353p in his hand right now, right? I bet I could stick some stuff in his belt, but you know what? I'm not gonna mess it up. I'll try to 3D print something later. I don't want to mess it up now. Get in trouble. Gigi's already gonna get me in trouble. My
VR glasses, like some XR glasses, dude.
What about
every time kid him something different?
No. I said you're gonna get me in trouble if I start messing with him and break him.
So you're gonna do it now, right?
Totally, just not on camera. So there's no. I'd be like, I guess honey was a defect or something. It will have nothing to do with Kenzou at all.
Because I was wondering how you were gonna break him, and then I thought of it in my brain, and I realized we're not that far in yet. So I'm gonna go ahead and just hold off. We could move away from Star Trek for now and just talk about some way better stuff.
Star Trek. Kenzou, this is your friend. I don't know this guy. You brought him along. Thought we were going to talk about Star Wars. He almost had me saying Star Trek. Not the first time Jedi had. Look at this guy. Very good, very good. So you guys want to talk about some of the stuff that's going on? Like it's been a crazy week, kind of for news and stuff that's changing.
I mean, my week matters too, dude. I mean, I'm here.
I guess.
So
All
right, for my week, I ain't do nothing.
Come on, man.
You were just riding the news wave, right?
Yeah. I ain't doing. Well, no. Jokes aside, I pre-ordered the Xbox Ally.
Wait, Ally or Ally X?
Ally X. Sorry.
Okay.
Yep, Ally X. Let me go ahead and make that separation.
Mm-hmm.
I installed the Xbox experience on my original Legion Go and on my Ayaneo 3. We could talk a little bit about that later and how it's been. Spoiler alert, I'm not that impressed, to be fair.
Should have went with Bazite.
I don't know if I could say that either. I don't know if I can say that either. Also, my wife's new couch came in. It's amazing. It's made me gorgeous. A couch gamer again.
It's gorgeous.
I've literally been gaming on the couch nonstop. So that's been great. I think that's about it, dude. Trying to figure out plans for CES. That's it.
Fair enough. So you said like 3 things that I want to touch base on. First, all right. So I did order a Rogue Xbox Ally X. We know Too Loud did.
Wait,
you
Rog.
Get one of these?
Rogue.
Gigi, are you getting
Rogue is ROGUE.
Done. Gigi, are you getting one of these?
Probably not. Yeah, I know.
Unbelievable.
I know somebody like I have this reputation of like hating like Asus products and Rog products just because I'm a Novo shill, but it's not that. I think it's just too expensive. I mean, I have a bunch of Asus products. I have like an overpriced Rog Dark Hero Crosshair motherboard, and generally I like their products. It's just I think this is a little too expensive. I might, if I do end up getting it, probably be like open box or like something like that.
Kind of crazy hearing from a guy with a motherboard that costs as much as a handheld.
It does not cost that much.
It does too. Well,
I was thinking it doesn't. It's like $600, and that was like,
so you could get. So what you're saying is you could get the ROG Xbox Ally non-X.
Yes.
For the cost of your motherboard.
It's funny that you're talking about that because like on the group that I'm part of on that server, the Handhelds United, we've been like talking about it. And like some of us might actually get that base model, not because we're expecting anything from it, just because like there's probably going to be not that much coverage on it. And I'm sure people
I know somebody who thought that same way. I'm not going to put him on blast. I'm not going to shout out who it is.
Yeah.
There's another creator who that's exactly what they did.
Like that said,
they went with that.
I mean, also because I missed the pre-order window, like I would have to wait until like mid-November at this point now, at least going from Best Buy. And yeah, I have no interest in waiting that long. So
are they done? The pre-orders are done on the Ally?
Oh, yeah, they sold out.
They're like pushback from what I checked.
Wow.
Like you could still pre-order them, but now they're pushed from October 16th to November 14th. On the Xbox Ally X, not on the base model, because that's just a Steam Deck wearing a different costume.
Fair enough. So funny you said that the Rogue Xbox Ally X is priced too high, but just from watching the content, I'm feeling like
I wish I had a soundboard.
You're gonna get you're thinking about getting the Legion Go 2. Right? Are you?
No, I'm not getting that.
You're not gonna do it, okay? Because I felt like you were going back and forth on Xbox. Okay.
No. I think that's the better device. I can leave now, right? It's the better device, but the problem is that's also it's a better device.
Yeah,
it's more expensive.
I thought so too, but the price is just thought
it's very expensive. I mean, unless someone manages to double down on cashback and like coupons and stuff like that, it's very expensive.
Look, dude, I am a Legion Go shill. Like all right. So in the beginning, I had a Steam Deck. The Asus ROG Ally forced me to get rid of the Steam Deck and never look back. And then the Legion Go got announced. I pre-ordered it, got the Legion Go. It forced me to get rid of the Ally and never look back. And the Legion Go, I mean, these guys who are in my inner group that I speak with all the time, they know the Legion Go has been like my go-to x86 device for years. Like I love the Legion Go, and I'm the main one in the back here cheering for the Legion Go 2. Like, oh, dude, we got to get the Legion Go 2, this and that, and I can't argue. If you want, which one is going to be the more premium, the more versatile, the more just the better experience? It's going to be the Legion Go 2, right? But 1350 was kind of crazy to me. It was literally kind of crazy.
It 100% is, and I know you guys have like other things to talk about later in the show, and I think just from a performance standpoint, yeah, there's definitely stuff across the pond or overseas that definitely knock it out of the park when it comes to price to performance. So if you're looking for the best bang for your buck, unfortunately, it doesn't look like Z2E is the way to go.
Yeah.
So interesting about that, and let's kind of talk about that other stuff because that's kind of a really good segue to here. Let me pull this up for us to take a look here, and this I should have had it prepped up. I should have known that we were going. I'm terrible at this stuff.
He was too busy ogling the Vader statue.
I was.
Well, while we do that, I've mentioned it here before. I bought a Legion Go secondhand for $250.
Yeah, that's.
And when you're finding Z1Es for that price, how do you justify $250 to $1350? The performance is just not there.
No, it is.
It's just not there.
Another good segue. So you're talking about it, and if you guys watch Handhelds United, which is the podcast that Gigi hosts, just the other day they were talking just about this specific thing here. For $300 more than the Legion Go 2, why wouldn't you go a Win 5? Right? I mean, it's not mainstream, it's not well known, but it's that stuff across the pond that he's talking about because it's got the AI 9 plus 379, 390, whatever that long ass name is on that thing. It's the most powerful handheld you can buy, and it's significantly more powerful than what's in the Legion than the Z2E. Right? So, I mean, like, why wouldn't you? That's kind of what you were alluding to earlier, right, Gigi?
Yeah, 100%. You know, and and I think you know, the Fox who you guys had on a couple weeks ago just released a video like this morning, just talking about like another video, just like how good it is. Yeah, he's big time selling it. Like besides,
I'm thinking hard about buying it. It's insane.
I get it. Yeah,
and when I say he's selling it, I'm not saying he's selling it like shilling. Like he's selling it like. He's showing the performance like of the device. He's very convincing because when he shows you that performance, it's there. It's there. It's not a stretch. He's not reaching. He's not just making up stuff. He's backing it up with metrics. And when you see it, it's like, wow, this thing is insane. And I think a lot of people who are not really like actively in the space of x86s, they look at GPD and like, oh, who's this little boutique company? GPD started this. Yeah. They started this whole handheld PC thing. Like they're the ones in this space who have the most familiarity, the most time. They have honed this craft so much. And I'm not a GPD owner, but I have to give them credit where it's due. Is that they are a phenomenal company. They stay ahead of the curve. They're the first ones here with the 395. We called this out months ago when we saw the leaks on this, that every other company was going to follow suit, and that's exactly what's happening now. And dude, it looks like very tempting to buy, honestly. So extremely tempting.
In addition to being the first, they, in my opinion, are the most innovative with this stuff. Because I mean, everything for all this is the first Win model. If you guys aren't familiar, all the other Win models had a slide-out keyboard. So cool. I mean, they have a handheld that's a gaming handheld. It's a clamshell. I want to say they're the first gaming clamshell as well too. And
they were.
It's got sticks on it, and with the Win Mini, it's just so. And it's amazing the stuff they do. So they're definitely a big hitter here. Michael Benny says that he's the only one who's going to buy an Acer Nitro Blaze. He's probably going to be the only one who's going to. They're probably only going to make one, so maybe you will be that one guy. I don't know, man. We're going to put that out. So, Gigi, what's your thought here? Like, how are you feeling? Like, I mean, do you have the same sentiment with Too Loud as far as this device being, you know, just being as in, what's the word he said here, at the forefront of kind of what we're looking at and just kind of underlooked, or what? What's your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I do think that GPD really does, you know, continually innovate. He was talking, you were both talking about like the GPD Win Mini. Yes, that was the first clamshell, and the Ayaneo Flip copied them. They did add a dual screen, but yeah, they basically copied the design. They did the same thing with the Win 4. And now we also have like the Ayaneo slider, the Antec Core HS, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's not a new company, and I understand why people might be apprehensive or anxious about backing a company that you can't like just walk into a Best Buy or something and buy. But like, GPD, OneXPlayer, Ayaneo, they've all been in the game for at least 5 years. So I think that they're reputable enough that they're not going to run away with your money. That said, like I get it. If you do have to warranty something, like maybe that might give you like pause if you have some like issues and you're not willing to tinker and stuff. But I think that's one of the really great things that where we are right now in terms of the handheld space, except for the pricing. Obviously, the pricing is terrible for all of these things. But looking at it as in these brands that we're just talking about here, being able to offer this luxury, this boutique, this like really enthusiast kind of tier stuff where they're innovating and doing stuff new. Like I think that's a good way to segment or like differentiate from like the mainstream MSI, Asus, and Lenovo. You know what I mean? So those are good devices too. And if you want to be able to just like return something that's like local to you, probably, then you can go with let's call it what's safe, right? And then for people who want to like venture out, then we got things like this. I think that's a good thing anyway.
I agree with that point of view. It's actually, I think it's really cool the time that we're at with x86 handhelds, because there is a flavor for everybody. Pick your flavor. There's
really
something
good
for
point.
everybody. There's really very small ones. There's larger ones. There's stupid large ones now. Yep. Like, you got your clamshells. It's an amazing time. It really is. And the thing is, right, like this GPD Win 5 may not be the one for you, yet you want a 395. There's other companies that are coming right behind them with them, and the price point in which they entered the market with this is exceptional. I will say, granted, it's the early bird pricing, right? After that, it's going to take a swift hike really quick in price. But if you could get in on the early bird, if you feel like that this may be something for you, then dude, it's got a very, very good price tag to it. And I think it's really cool, dude. I think it's a really cool device. It's not as small as the other Wins, like the Win 4 and the ones with the slide out keyboard. They did make it bigger for this series. Also, too, it doesn't have the slide out keyboard. The battery is not inside. And I know you guys know that, but for people listening, the battery is not internal on this one. It is they call it a backpack battery. It attaches to the back of the handheld. And it's actually, I think it's a really cool design, because to me, it's like you're less forced to be on a plug. You could buy 2 batteries and just swap them out, like just go ahead as your battery's dying, plug it into the power, take the battery off, grab your full battery, plug it in, unplug your power, and keep moving. So I think that's pretty exceptional. And from the performance that we're seeing, it's an 80 watt hour battery. And yes, this thing consumes much more power, but even at low wattage, this thing outperforms the HX370. So,
I think that's worthwhile saying. So this chipset, it is expensive and uses more power, but it seems to be AMD's killing it with these chipsets. As the better they're getting, they're becoming more efficient at low TDP. Not some people buy these handhelds and they just want to play AAA games, right? Whereas guys like us old guys, we buy these handhelds and we immediately go to Steam and load up Celeste and
Hold on,
and Alex the Kid and
I just want to pump your brakes for a minute, because you said
I
us
specifically
old guys.
Us old guys. I meant you and GG, but I said us because I didn't want to make it awkward, right? I was talking about you two. I was talking about you old guys playing, Alex the Kid and Pac-Man and stuff like that. GG was like the first employee at Atari, right? Yeah. Go ahead, say something about him being old. Yeah, he was the first employee Atari ever hired.
I don't know if that's true. I don't feel like it. I think you're taking shots at GG here, because we all know the oldest one in this podcast right now is you.
You see, he can't even hear. He says, "Speak up," because he can't hear you because he's so old. You just saw the motion to him.
I think he's having a little bit of audio problems there.
I can't hear you guys. Sorry, technically.
Okay,
no worries.
It's okay. It's okay.
What I'm going to do while he's getting that sorted out, I am going to transition to something else while we're on this topic. I feel
like this is
so. Matt, are you?
That I'm missing out on.
No.
Go ahead.
No.
Am I
are you, while you're switching over, How do you feel about the Win 5? Like, is it something that you're interested in?
So funny you say that. I am interested in it. I love the idea of the 395. What happened to us? Did we lose him? I love the idea of the 395.
I think he's maybe restarting or fixing it here. Here, we can fix ourselves for the moment.
I love the power of it. I'm really excited about it. I had a Win 4 and I really liked it. What I didn't like about the Win 4, the fan was like a jet turbine engine on the thing. And it was really loud. It was chunky, but the fan was what drove me nuts. And the Fox has said that it's not like that here. And it's a good segue because I really like OneXFly, and they're making an entry into the 395 market with their device. So I'm gonna share you this here. This is a video from X. Did I lose us? How do I do this? Is it there? There we go. I'm gonna share this video for us, and we'll take a look at this. This is called the OneXFly Apex.
Michael is relentless. He is relentless.
I know he is. I'm ignoring him. So, and I am ignoring him. But this is their entry into the same market right now. So, the entry to the same market. So they're releasing the AI Max 395 device. It's going to have 7-inch native landscape screen. It's going to have the triggers. It's going to be, their version of kind of the Win 5. Now, I don't know for sure if this thing's going to have an internal battery. The other thing too is that this is going to be, it's going to have a 8-inch screen on it, which is a plus, right? So I'm curious to see how that works. And it's got the new mini SSD, just like the Win 5, and we didn't get a chance to talk about that. But it's got the trigger locks. I mean, this thing is stacked. So I really want to see the price of this because, for me, I like the 8-inch screen. I mean, you guys have heard me talk about it. The MSI call kind of spoiled me on wanting the 8-inch screen. So that I like. The power's there. I think I didn't look, and I should have did my homework first. First off, the black and the gold looks insane to me on this device. Looks insane. I know it's just renders, but it looks insane. But I'm assuming this got an 80 watt-hour battery. I could be wrong. If somebody knows, let me know. But I'm excited to see this thing here, and I want to see what the price point is. I mean, if we get one of these and it's $2,000, then I'm gonna be like, okay, that's a problem, right? So I'm kind of waiting to see what this looks like here. Gigi, I heard you smirk. So do you got some insight on this thing or what?
Yeah, I heard that this has an 85 watt-hour battery. This is like an early. Yeah, this is don't quote me on that. This is a leak I heard though. I'm right there with you with the 8-inch screen. I think I've said, like, ever since I got the Legion Go, I think 8-inch to 8.8 inch is kind of like the sweet spot. I think for like old people like me mainly. But I think, like, obviously if you want an even bigger screen, then you probably go for something like an X1 Pro, X1 Air or whatever type deal. But then let's just face it, like, I think one of the things that people were if there was something people were disappointed with the new Xbox Allies, it was that it still has a 7-inch display. You know what I mean? Like, the device got bigger, but the screen stayed the same size.
Why is the screen looking like this? What'd you do, Tula?
Oh, I did it.
Buddy.
Excuse me.
There we go.
Yeah.
So sorry about that.
But yeah, I'm totally digging this device. It's got pretty much everything except I think some people will be disappointed they dropped OcuLink. But depending on the placement of this backpack thing and the internal SSD, it's possible that you could do an M.2 to OcuLink like connector,
okay, so
the same way that the GPD people like to do.
Okay, so let's talk about that. Let's, like, for ignorant guy like me, like, how much work is it to do that? Like, I mean, is it worth the payout as opposed to just using a USB-C output for on an eGPU? You know what I mean? Like, where's the what's the benefit to having OcuLink? Is it that big of a deal? I guess.
I mean, if it's going to be your go-to device where it's like your desktop replacement, then yeah, you definitely want the 64 gigabits per second versus like the 40 gigabits per second, because you're losing potentially up to like 50% of your GPU's performance. That said, like, I get it. Like, I prefer the plug and play functionality of like USB 4. Just being able to plug it in, unplug it and stuff. That's just way too convenient for me. And plus, like, You don't need like the kind of jump scare of your Oculink GPU disconnecting suddenly and just completely like blue screening your device and maybe even like bricking it for some people. So
is that a common thing? Is that something that's
it happens more than you think? It happens more than you think.
Yeah, that's scary,
like,
dude. I don't want to mess with that.
No, and that's why I'm saying like it's convenient, you know. So I get that, and that's probably the decision that OneXPlayer made in dropping something like Oculink. But I get it, you know. It's like a convenience thing. So
interesting. So what do you think?
I would like to see one of them come out with USB 5. Actually, like it would be really nice to see one come out with USB 5 with these new USB 5.
That doesn't exist.
Huh?
That doesn't exist.
Well, what about these new USB 5 GPU docks that are coming out from Razer and from?
You mean Thunderbolt 5, right?
Thunderbolt 5. I'm sorry about that. Yeah,
Thunderbolt. That's okay. OneXPlayer has been guilty of putting in their promotional material USB 5, and I had to quietly tell them that doesn't exist.
Yeah.
What's the difference between USB 5? What's the difference between USB and Thunderbolt?
So USB 4 version 1 goes up to 40 gigabits per second. That's in most of our handhelds, like currently, and that's the protocol that they would use to connect to your eGPU, and that's what they would also call like Thunderbolt certified. A lot of times we see terms like Thunderbolt 4/Thunderbolt 3 and then USB 4. Like all these terms get used interchangeably, but technically, like at a very technical level, they're not the same. And the reason for that is the controller, that is the chip that controls the connection, is different. So when it says Thunderbolt, it's an Intel chip, and Intel is generally more stable with connections, right? But because it's an Intel chip, that means most of our handhelds, which have Ryzen in them, don't actually have Thunderbolt. They're Thunderbolt certified, so they don't have an Intel chip inside them. And when it comes to connecting these eGPUs, like I said, in terms of stability, like if you're having a situation where like the connection drops out or something, like it could be the cable, obviously, but there is also a realistic possibility that it's the chip that's controlling that connection. That is the problem.
Interesting. I had no idea how that worked.
Yeah, I played.
So,
but in the context of Thunderbolt 5, there are like some Thunderbolt 5 docks. Like my buddy Clark is one right now, and like that at the very least give you more stability with just like the increased stability in the protocol and the chip itself.
Interesting. Okay, I had no idea. I thought that they were interchangeable. I thought it was just another phrasing of it, that it was just a standard for the speed, and it got to a certain speed and it was Thunderbolt. See, you learn something new every day. Also, I see what you changed your name to. That's pretty funny. I do dig it.
Yeah. Thanks.
I genuinely had no idea. So, okay. So that being said, so what's your gut on this thing versus the Win 5 2 lot?
On the 1X versus the GPD. Well, I'm gonna just take mine out of the hat right now. Is the one that I think it's really cool. Okay, so on topic, the 1X variant, I think it's very cool product. I think that it looks like a mix up between a F1 Pro and whatever is that bigger version, the
X1.
Dude. They're marketing. I'm not a big X1 purchaser, so I'm not really familiar with their format and naming convention. But they have a bigger one with removable controls, but it's not the one that has like the tablet screen with the removable
X1
controls.
Mini.
It's the X1 Mini.
Yeah. The X1 Mini has the Legion Go screen.
Okay, so yeah, the X1 Mini, I think it looks like a hybrid between them in form factor, and it looks really cool. But for me, honestly, like out of the 395s, and I know I'm probably, putting myself in a bad position with this. I'm waiting for the Ayaneo next too. I think that's gonna be. I really like. I know the horror stories. I know, and they're valid. Like people's concerns are valid with that company, But with the experience that I've gotten with my Ayaneo 3. I really, really enjoy that product. It's so well put together. The screen is absolutely gorgeous. The speakers are the loudest speakers that I've ever had in any handheld, period. The HDR works all the time, which I see other people with OLEDs on other x86s like the F1 Pro say like, oh, it's not working in desktop mode or this or that, or have to self-calibrate it and do all kind of stuff. Whereas the Ayaneos worked phenomenally out of the box. I like the Magic modules. I like their controls. The controls feel really, really solid. Their joysticks feel really good. So I think I'm more so waiting for the Ayaneo next. I could be shooting myself in the foot here, though, and with that being said, because Ayaneo's never been the type to price things fairly, right? They're quote unquote in their own terms the Apple of handhelds. So they get to price things, and if I pass up a $1,650 $395 to wait for Ayaneo $395 that comes out at $2,250. I'm gonna be a little bit upset.
Well, sir, prepare to be upset.
I know.
So where are you sitting on this whole situation? Just not with the Legion Go stuff, GG. Just specifically the 395 devices. Are you looking forward to any one of them? I mean, are you on the fence? Are you waiting? So I can tell you right now, I probably won't be the Ayaneo next. I'm looking at the Gpd or the OneXPlayer. Price is what it's going to come down to for me. The price on it. Now,
what size screen is the GPD?
7.
Okay.
They're saying, and it's not OLED, right? It's
the Ally screen.
Yes, the Ally X screen or the Ally screen. Yeah. So,
okay, so it's still bigger than the GPD Win 4 screen because that was a 6, right?
Yep, correct. So, so I'm really looking at that now. If price wasn't a concern at all, then I would do the OneXPlayer. I mean, just because of the 8-inch screen and the 85 watt-hour battery. But, again, this thing that the GPD offers is, like Tutula said, you can get multiple batteries and they're actually letting you buy them, which is pretty awesome if you ask me. So anyway, but what's your feeling on all this? If I had to twist your arm on a 395, where would you go?
I mean, I like the Apex. Missed opportunity from Acer to call their product the Predator Apex. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Apex Predator.
That's a great idea. Yeah.
That said, like this device to me looks like an AOK Zoe A1, A1X or A1 Pro, if you guys know that device. Basically, like rebadged and put like stuffed with the 395, right? And based on I couldn't find confirmation of this myself. Maybe you guys know, but they were saying like a detachable like liquid cooler and stuff like that. It sounds interesting.
We saw that about a liquid cooler. How are they going to pull that off? How is
so yeah, there's a lot of speculation about that, and they're saying that like it'll be that also with like a battery. And right now all we have is like a rendered teaser, so it's really hard to say how well they're going to do that. So it's really early days, I think, for this device. There's probably chances that it will change in terms of just like how it's presented, at least in the teasers to us. I don't. Last I heard, they're going to try and push this out before the holidays, but I would honestly be surprised if we get it in Q1. Maybe you guys will get to see it at CES. That said, also, I think that anyone who's ready to jump the gun, unless you're completely sold on like the Win 5 or this Apex, and when it comes out, I think that this is just the start. Like we're going to see more refreshes, like of pretty much every device, because we've seen this playbook before with the HX370s, even the 8840Us before that. The only difference now is that the jump is much more worthwhile, right? Like and you could also argue that the innovation is a lot more apparent, because those other ones were literal just rebadges or refreshes, like drop-in replacement for the chip. There was no difference really, right? So yeah, I mean, initially when I looked at the Win 5 and what they're saying about this OneXPlayer Apex, I was kind of on the fence, and I was not really a fan of this like detachable battery thing, but I think there's good things to be had from that. I think that it's like one big thing that I mentioned on the show that I'm on, Speedcast on Handhelds United, is that when you think about these, when you look at like the Legion Go, for example, and if you look at the ROG Ally, a lot of people are just like replacing their batteries now, right? Because like they're past 2 years old and stuff, battery swelling and all that. You don't want explosions unless you're in a Michael Bay movie. And so like it gets to the point where that becomes a legitimate concern, especially when you have so many handhelds, like you do, Jedi. You're just an explosion waiting to happen. So it's actually kind of a nice thing. It's actually kind of a nice thing that the battery is not part of it. And so if you always have it literally just connected to the wall, you never have to worry about that. That never becomes a concern.
What I mean? It's a great point. I mean, you could like potentially be on a flight and not even take the battery out the backpack, and
Yep.
and just
Yep.
have it plugged in the whole flight. And it's
Yeah, and
I mean, that's
yeah,
a good
and
point.
if GPD plays their cards right, I mean, they're looking at new like sodium ion batteries as opposed and
The ones
ditching
in
like the
Japan,
yeah,
yes, I saw that.
like I don't know how much these things would cost, but think about how amazing that would be if like we got that if they like made new batteries like that, and then you're able to transition from the current like lithium ion
Mhm.
batteries to these sodium ion batteries. It's almost like a kind of future proofing, and then because
Mhm.
it doesn't have an internal battery too, there's people who are going to use their handhelds and basically turn them into desktop replacements. Well, that's the thing, right? If you have this thing as a permanent fixture on your desk or like your home theater setup, the problem is that battery is going to swell or need replacing or something at some point in time, right? Not with the Win 5 and maybe not with the Apex. So like, yeah, I'm kind of on board with that. It kind of makes sense to me. Yeah.
That's really so. I don't look at stuff from that level, and that's why I love talking to people like you guys, because I look at it and I'm like, "Ooh, shiny."
Yeah.
Ooh, shiny. Let's go play Destiny 2 on it, right? And then I'm done, and then I end up playing freaking Super Mario Brothers, or trying to figure out how to.
Yeah.
This is me, the idiot, with my F1 Pro, trying to after you guys talk me into buying it, I'm trying to figure out how to play Pico 8 on my F1 Pro. You know what I mean? That kind of stuff. So, but then from that perspective of you guys, you're saying looking at it with the battery stuff, and I don't know what you're talking about. I don't have that many hands, then my stuff is not gonna blow up. Okay, you jerk. But that's really valid points, especially for somebody who's looking at investing money in this. Is the situation, like how that interprets, like what you said, made me think about traveling and not having to worry about the battery. Or on the Speedcast this past week, I think it was Nelly that was talking about how she's gonna be on our show, by the way, because I got to
Awesome.
talk to her. She's freaking awesome.
She
But
is.
talking about how she probably won't even use it with the battery at all, right?
Mhm.
And for a lot of people, that would be it. Like,
I think that's
I'm the
fair.
classic.
I think that's a fair. That's a fair use case.
Like, her point to it is that, and it's a valid point for a lot of us, is that a device like that is going to be a couch device. So when she's using it, it's going to be plugged in, right? So
Yeah.
I think that's a really great valid point, and there's something to that. Battery life, safety concerns, also ergonomics, because it takes away, like, was it like 200 grams or something from it when you pull the battery off or something?
Mhm.
Yeah, it does.
It's valid.
It's
It's
a
worth
good
it.
amount of
Yeah.
weight. Yeah.
So I think there's something to that. I mean, and I'm excited. I really want to see what OneXPlayer says, what we get for release date and the price and stuff. If I'm being realistic, I'm probably going to be impatient. I end up getting the GPD first before it gets there. The next two looks cool because it has the trackpads, but if I'm being fair, I don't use the trackpads on my Steam Deck either, so I probably won't get that. But I don't know. We'll see. I'm curious to see what's where the future lies with that and stuff, and I'm really excited for it. So what's
Yeah,
that?
it's definitely it's definitely
Yeah.
exciting times. We had some people like respond to our speedcast and talk about like the concerns of the battery covering the vent, and that was definitely a
That was a
concern of
big
mine too.
concern.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
and it makes sense. But then like the way that I thought about it, and you could definitely call this cope, because it kind of is. But if you think about it, let's say you take the Win 5, again, if the Apex uses the same kind of philosophy and design, you take it on the road and you have your battery pack attached to it, right? Being that
Mhm.
it's on battery, you know for a fact that you're going to be a little bit more like conscious about its battery life. And so I kind of feel like if you're taking it on the go with your battery, you're probably not going to run it at like 50, 60 watts. You're
Right.
probably going to run it at a lower wattage, maybe like 30, even 20, even as low as like 18, I think, the Fox said. So like,
Yeah.
in that context, you are going to get like more out of it. The temperature should be less of a concern, and then you can get 3-4 hours out of that
Right.
80 watt hour battery. So like I said, I mean, yeah, you could definitely argue that that's a cope, but I think that in the context of it taking in less wattage when the battery is on, like it's kind of a compromise that isn't completely insane.
To be fair, right? To be fair, with my Ayaneo 3, I don't remember what size battery the Ayaneo 3 has, like a 60 watt hour or something like that. But I could play. I play Warframe, and I could play Warframe at 1080p. Maxing out the hertz like 160 FPS or something like that at 18 watts for like 3.5 hours. So like to me, like that's more than enough time portable time. Like, would I like more? Absolutely. Who wouldn't? But how often am I playing for over 3.5 hours where I don't have access to a plug?
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Yeah, I get that 100%, and that's another great point. And what do you, when you're playing Warframe, what are you running the TDP at?
I'm running 18 watts.
Yeah, and that's on the HX370. So I'm curious to see what
On the
something like that
HX370.
does. Yeah.
Oh, dude, it's gonna be a monster, dude.
Yeah, I'm curious. So what do you got going on there? What are you playing?
This Prince of Persia, Lost Crown. You and Dweeb and Michael last week, you guys got to play games, and Michael's right. I'm taking this opportunity to play games during the podcast.
I wanted to clarify something with you guys. You were just talking about like 18 watts. You're not talking about 18 watts, 20 watts on 395, right? Running it.
No,
because that's gonna on the 370. Yeah, no. I get that. I'm saying the three. I mean, Fox had already shown that the 370 is gonna outperform the 395 at that wattage. Right.
Oh, at the lower wattage, yeah. No, it will. It's once they get up to around, like, I think what the Fox was showing was like, right. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think it was like once 24? They got up to around 28 watts or
something about that.
Was it 28?
Like mid 20s, somewhere around mid 20s. Like that's where the 395 starts to shine.
Yeah,
and
I get it. Like if you want you want that power because you paid for all that power. I get that, but it's also like. I mean, Jedi was just talking about like, running all these other games on this one device. If this is your one device and judging by the price of these things, it probably is like, you're going to run less demanding things when you're on the go. And then when you go home, go ham on that TDP, right? Run your Borderlands 4,
Yeah. That's a really good point. Cause also if you're like me, you buy it, you play AAA and then you go back to Super Nintendo games on it anyway. Right. So, so interesting.
Going back to watching Star Wars.
Yes.
He said going back to Super Nintendo games. He's going back to like
Super
Atari.
Star Wars. He's going back to like Super Star Wars.
No, listen, don't let him listen to you because earlier when your microphone wasn't working, he was saying that you were the first employee at Atari. So don't listen to him.
I said that. That's insane.
Anyway,
That's insane.
So we're moving on. With the Prince of Persia, so you got that from Game Pass, right?
Yeah, it's on Game Pass right now, dude. And actually, great timing. We could segue into the Game Pass thing because I know there's been a whole big debacle about that going on right now with the whole price increase and stuff. So
what do you guys think about this? When you get, I'm gonna tell you what I think about this. We've been talking about this for a couple of days. I think it's nuts. It's the best thing that Microsoft is offering now. I get it's a business decision. They're trying to, people forget their business. They have to make money, right? So Game Pass is incredibly successful. We all appreciate it. For me, Game Pass is one of the main reasons why I prefer Windows over Steam, because you get an incredible selection of games that you get to play, you get to try out. You're not spending money on and hating, right? So. But this new tier structure that they're announcing, in the top tier for Game Pass Ultimate being like $30 or something. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong. And there's even speculation that tier is going to be the tier you're going to need to have in order to play day one games. So like, does that mean when Call of Duty comes out, you're going to need to have the $30 a month tier to play that?
Probably. Yeah.
And then, that secret tier that, it's not so secret now that everybody's talking about it, but it's that PC only tier.
Right. So, and there's something there and that's great for me. So since, like I said, I talked about this before, but I started out as a PC gamer. Then as I got older, I had kids that turned into a console gamer. And now I'm kind of back to being a PC gamer again. And now I don't play with my Xbox at all. It sits here, it's collecting dust. And, this whole conversation made me realize that I'm spending money every month on Game Pass, and the only thing I'm using it for is PC games at this point, right? So, so I think for me, like with this, the PC only tier would be the way to go. You know what I mean? And it's not as expensive, and it's the answer for me. And I mean, I don't know, it just seems like a great thing. What are you guys thinking? How do you feel about it? How do you feel about the price change? Or I mean, just the whole works. So. Let's talk to Mr. Gamer's Generation himself and tell us what you think about this, man.
I read the funniest comment possible about this price hike yesterday on I guess the announcement video. It said I said I wanted the 360 days back. I didn't mean I want to pay $360 for Game Pass a year. I was
That's
just
really
like,
funny.
I was on the floor.
That's
like,
really funny, and that's the math on it, right?
Dude, I looked
That is math.
away to
360.
see the
Yeah.
reaction while saying that, and I died. But that is too funny because, like,
Yeah, it is.
dude,
Yeah,
like you think about it, and it's like that's what the ultimate is costing now.
Yeah,
right?
it is.
$360
Yeah,
a
yeah.
year for 12 months.
So, like, I mean, if you are like, you know, a numbers or like a math nerd or something like that, yeah, you could probably you could, you know, figure it out and determine whether or not this is actually worth it for you and how many games you would have to actually beat in a month for it to actually make it worth it. Do you know what I mean? And then the other thing to keep in mind of that too is, like, say you were able to beat 6 games in a month. Let's say you're some kind of machine. Like, those are also games you don't get to keep in your library, right? So they're literally just rentals. So it's not even like that, you know. So yeah, I don't know. I think that this is really going to determine for people whether or not it is worth it. But I part of me is kind of fearful that some people are just going to pay it, and then that's going to embolden Microsoft even more to just be like, yep, see, we can do whatever we want. Let's go buy another game.
Let me put your fears to the side right now.
Yep. Let me go.
I'm not giving up Xbox Game Pass Ultimate. I'm not giving it up. I'm not.
Yeah, see, there you go.
But there's merit to that, because you just said yourself that you recently have started gaming on your Xbox again, back on the couch. Got the new couch. You know, you're looking at the new. Are you guys getting a new TV too, or you're not there yet, or what?
Yeah, getting a new TV.
See,
well, we have
there's
a
merit to
really
that.
nice TV already, but we're getting a new TV. And it, yeah, I've just been enjoying being on the couch, you know, spending time with the family, and even if that's me with a controller in my hand, which most of the time it is, you know, I'm still there with them, hanging out, having a good time. There's a lot of time. So my kids are getting older now. They're gamers too. So they want to play games. We'll play games together. Or sometimes I'll play a game and my daughter will see me playing and like, hey, Dad, let me try that. I'll hand her the controller. She'll start playing. So yeah, we're using the Xbox again. Or, you know, if I'm not using the Xbox, I'll be watching something with my wife, or a cartoon with one of my kids, and I'll just pull out the Ayaneo 3 or even a Miyoo Mini, whatever. I'm still playing a game, you know, because if not, I'm going to fall asleep on the movie. So I have to have something just going here. And but yeah, I do still console game for your point. So at this time, yes, the Ultimate is still relative to me. But to be honest, if I was not playing console at all, I would go with the PC only. And I did strongly consider, because I have other computers. I have multiple PC handhelds as well that I could always just dock to my television, right, and play with a controller, and I could just do the PC pass only, because you're getting still day one and you're getting all the games that they offer on PC. Right. So, I mean, it's something to think about over time, but at this time, I'm not going to leave Ultimate just because it's what works for me. It's the only option for me.
Right. And I get that. And I'm different. Like I said, mine is just being wasted, so I'm just gonna end up switching to PC. Where do you stand on this, Gigi?
You mean like in terms of what's the better value, or
no? So you gave your opinion about it at first, but like for you specifically, how is this impacting you? Do you have an Xbox?
Oh no, definitely.
So you're just a PC gamer anyway.
No, I'm just
you're Steam
PlayStation
guy.
bigot. I'm a PlayStation.
Okay.
I'm just kidding.
So,
I'm also a Nintendo. I'm a Nintendo apologist.
Nintendo apologist. Okay, so the PlayStation thing, they're holding on to this thing. I don't think that model of the exclusivity thing, and they have some incredible. I mean, nobody makes a better single player campaign story than Sony right now. Nobody, right? And I don't think that they do. There's nothing that's better than stuff like playing the Uncharted games or the Spider-Man games. Just, you know, all those kind of games are just incredible, right? But I don't know if that is going to last. I think PC gaming is becoming more relevant again. For a long time, console gaming was dominant, and I think PC, we're kind of shifting again, especially like with cloud gaming and stuff. And at least in our world, the handheld gaming, and I think it's and that's just my opinion, and it's completely ignorant, but I feel like that's becoming a bigger thing. So I don't know if Sony's model is going to last. And you're seeing little things here, like the new PlayStation all digital with the slightly smaller hard drive and the other thing, but the price didn't go down. It's like I was talking about this with my wife the other day. And Xbox just raised the price. I mean, remember, a few years in, typically these companies lower the prices. Now they're raising their prices, or they're keeping them the same and giving you less. It just, as a consumer, I'm not sure I feel spectacular about all that.
So as far as Sony goes, right? Like I give Sony a lot of crap, but to be fair, when I started my after Nintendo, right, which was my full childhood, Nintendo and Genesis. Genesis faded away, and then Sega faded away as a console manufacturer. Then there was Nintendo. Got my first PlayStation 1, moved on to PlayStation 2. I always hopped back and forth, got an Xbox here and there, but for the most part, I was like Sony all the way. But to be fair, it's like Sony and a lot of people give Sony a lot of credit for their first party games, but it's dwindling to me. Like it's not what it used to be. Like, where are the Uncharted's? Where are the like there? I wrote a whole list of them down the other day, and like there's not as many. And in the ones that there are, the God of Wars, the Spider-Mans, the Last of Us, we have those on PC now. Like, what is the point in having a PlayStation anymore? See, because to me, like, I have an Xbox where I play Xbox and I play on PC. My saves cross save, right? Like everything that I do on my Xbox, I could carry on my PC. What I do on my PC, I could carry on my Xbox. You can't do that with your PlayStation game. I could play God of War on PC, and my save is not, at least to my knowledge, maybe I'm just not aware. But can my save file go back to? Can I cloud save it and now continue where I left off on my console, my PS5?
Isn't that it? But isn't that more of an argument not to have an Xbox, like Xbox console?
I think it's I
mean, especially like if you imagine, let's say somebody has a PC and then like a dedicated PC, right? Like the one that Jedi has that he's always complaining about because he doesn't use, right? So like you have that, and then you also have like an Xbox Ally and Xbox Ally X. Do you actually need an Xbox console?
For me, no.
Right? So like
some thinking about getting rid of mine because
and I think like there's that speculation that Xbox is getting out of the console game, right? And I totally get what you're saying too loud about like the sales and like the longevity of PlayStation dwindling. I think that like with exclusives, like outside of timed exclusives, if you are just a little bit patient, and it seems like the time for exclusivity is getting shorter and shorter, yeah, there's less of an argument for a PlayStation. 100% sure, I agree. But then that's where I will like, play devil's advocate and say, then if you want to play every single game, isn't the best way to go a PC or handheld PC and like a Nintendo game or a Nintendo console? Then you play everything, right?
I would say you're right. Yeah. I would say absolutely you're right. I would say to your point, once the Xbox experience is released for desktop, I will get rid of my Xbox. I won't own an Xbox anymore. Because now I can log in with my controller. I can do the UAC prompts with my controller. I everything that I need to do as a console gamer, I can do on my desktop or media server on my television, right? Yeah. Or even with the handheld docked.
Yeah.
So and I'm sure right now that it's inconvenient. It's uncomfortable. I always have to have a little mouse and keyboard nearby just in case.
And I'm sure like, Xbox knows that, or Microsoft knows that. And that's probably why they're kind of pivoting away. And maybe they're just jacking up the prices on the existing Xboxes, maybe to clear out inventory, but like still make a pretty penny out of it. Do you know what I mean? While doubling down on, Xbox Game Pass, because that seems to be a more sustainable and profitable model. Right.
Yeah.
Like long term,
Well, I think part of that also see how the overall, initially the reaction we've seen from the community about these changes to Game Pass has been negative, because that's what we do, right? We bitch and moan when something comes out that's different. Where positive or negative, we find something to bitch and moan about every time. And it's just how we are. Maybe it's a gamer thing, maybe it's just, I don't know. But so we'll see in the long run what the community's response to is, and I think that'll kind of put its play in it. So something that I put. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I don't
really
know
quick,
guys...
like what exactly IC7? Like what titles are we not seeing? Like the Ghost of Tsushima's and I mean, I know there's few like exclusives that PlayStation has that still hasn't been released on PC. But I wasn't arguing that they've released all of their exclusives to PC. It's just that at some point they will release them all on PC, because when they're making, like, why would, and just as a strictly as a business standpoint, right? Like, if I can make money on my software titles on PlayStation and PC, that's opening another market for them. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, why would they not capitalize on that? Why would they limit themselves to like only PlayStation? Maybe like what GG was saying, like a timed exclusive, like for a certain amount of time, it will be exclusive to PlayStation only. But after a certain period of time, they will port it over to PC because they want that extra revenue, right? Like at some point, it's not going to sell as many units on PlayStation as it did when it initially released. And at that point, it would be wise of them to release it onto PC where they have a new market to drop dollars into that game.
Mm-hmm. I agree. And there may be something to the,
I didn't mean to
the
cut
pattern that they have of where they go and they release it as a PlayStation exclusive and then bring it to PC later on, because it regenerates excitement for it and it generates more revenue. I mean, I don't know. I'm not smart. I'm just good looking, so I don't know the real answer to this stuff. But we have to see what, where that. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, if you guys like to tinfoil hat as much as I do, I think there's we're looking at a realistic possibility of a future whereby there is no Xbox console, or there's just like an entry level Xbox console, which is basically just like a streaming box to allow you to play Xbox Game Pass off of, right? And then they go kind of all in with whatever their Xbox Ally X is going to be as their kind of like main platform. In terms of hardware. And then we see PlayStation being like the sole, let's say, high-end type of console, which only realistically competes with Nintendo, maybe as like a PlayStation Portal 2 or PS Vita 2 or something like that. That's like the only scenario. But I feel like in that scenario, Xbox is more likely to double down on their subscriptions because that's what's making them money. PlayStation is probably going to double. Yep. And PlayStation will double down on their timed exclusive, right? Maybe lengthen the timed exclusive because they have no need to put it on something else, right?
But I think too, see, now this is where I think it gets a little bit convoluted, is because I think Xbox has reason to get PlayStation to release those timed exclusives to their Microsoft platform, and that is with their acquisition of Blizzard, right? Because it was only a promise in the agreement for 6 years of Call of Duty releases and Blizzard releases to PlayStation. After that, they could say, hey, no more. These are Xbox and Microsoft exclusives. Call of Duty, Overwatch, everything that came out of Blizzard. These are first party now. We own these companies. We only owed you for 6 years. And at that point, that's where PlayStation has to play ball, right? PlayStation, like, hey, you want Call of Duty? You want these on your system? Well, give us Ghost of Tsushima's, give us Spider-Man's, give us, and they're gonna have to intersect. They're gonna have to cross paths because it's just the way it's business, bro. It's business.
Yeah, 100%. That's a very valid and very fair points in that. I think the only scenario where I guess I would say that consumers are winning if they are competing like that. The worst case scenario that we see is people just kind of continue to pay these things and Microsoft just continues to buy out companies. And then, then there's no other choice but to like subscribe to them because they own everybody. That's scary.
That's scary. That is.
As a nerd, it's scary. I said I see shiny things in our Space Cadet. Is that a printer behind you?
It's a 3D printer. Yeah.
You are a giant nerd.
Yes. I'm glad you noticed.
My gosh.
Well, hold on, because I've been peeping game here. So first of all, I really love your tower case. Is that the thermal take? God, I forgot what it's called. I wanted to build one of these and make it look like an arcade machine. I've been wanting to do it for so long. It has this look of a claw machine or an arcade. Like I love that couch.
It is a thermal take.
Yeah.
You get 100 points to your house if you get the right case.
He doesn't even know the reference of that, so that's the bad part.
That's the bad part.
I don't.
That was a Harry Potter reference, buddy. That was a Harry Potter reference.
We're friends again, Jedi. We're friends again.
Yeah. He doesn't. He's not. No, if you ask him questions about like what's the definition of being bitter.
He would have never known that if you didn't say anything, dude. I was like going with it. I was like, 100 points to my house. Slytherin.
See? If you ask him stuff like,
only thing I know
the
about
definition
Harry
for
Potter,
being a bitter old asshole, he could spit that out without even thinking twice. Right?
Be it a bitter old muggle.
Yeah.
Bitter old muggle. Tell you about Harry Potter, I've learned from Hogwarts Legacy.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah. Did you pick up any English from them?
No.
No.
I'm not gonna go there. No.
Okay. Yeah, but yeah, it's the Thermaltake Tower 300. It's an okay case. It's basically my HTPC now, but
it's a super cool looking, aesthetically. It's a super cool looking case for sure.
Yeah,
I know it had its issues with cooling and things like that or whatever, but like dude, I'm a huge PC nerd. Like as far as building and like that's why my channel is Too Loud Tech and not Too Loud Retro. Like I love retro, but I love just tech in general. I love PCs. I've been building them for years. I'm always looking at cases.
I'll have to send you pictures of like my main rig, which is in a Fractal North. So
Fractal North, dude.
Fancy.
Nice.
Fancy.
Yeah, that's a good case. That's a good case. And back to what Jedi was pointing out, your printer. What is that? A Creality or?
Yeah, it's a Creality. It's a Creality K1C, and then it has the multi-filament system on top of it, which I've been too lazy to connect. But yeah,
you spotted.
I was going to ask you how it is.
You're both giant nerds. You're both giant nerds.
I was going to ask you how the AMS on that is.
Okay.
Well, Jedi, you better stop playing that game.
What's an AMS?
Stop playing that game, Jedi.
What's an AMS?
Man, GG. Matt has more filament than Micro Center. I'm just.
That's funny. That's funny.
So, what were we talking about? So, what's an AMS?
So hold on a minute. I know he's not gonna use. He's not here, but I'm gonna use this on you today. Please shut up. It's time to move on.
Nice.
That's you. Bro. That's for you.
Oh my god.
You with Matt.
I was looking at the K1s and stuff like that, but I heard that they didn't do so hot with other filaments outside of PLA. Have you printed with that and anything other than PLA?
I've only done a little bit of I haven't printed in a while. So what is it? It's the like the PLA carbon fiber. No, it's a PLA carbon fiber. It has like little bits of carbon fiber in it.
Yeah, I've never printed with that.
Yeah, you need a hardened nozzle with it. It's okay. It's fine. It's more so about having the right temp settings. Like, so if you don't have the right temp settings, then you'll just screw yourself.
Yeah. Have you printed with that PLA CA stuff? Too loud?
No. What is the CA? The carbon fiber reinforced stuff?
Yeah. CF is what it is. CF is not CA. It's CF.
No, because don't we need? Well, first of all, you have to maintain temps in your printer for that filament, and my printer's not enclosed. So
that's right.
There's that, and then I think also I need a hardened, hardened nozzle.
Yeah,
and I don't have a hardened nozzle right now.
P1P doesn't come with a hardened nozzle. I thought it did.
I mean, I have two. Maybe I need to go back and check that second nozzle it came with.
I thought the P1P could print carbon fiber. Maybe I'm mistaken.
It can. I'm pretty sure I have a P1.
Maybe I'm tripping then. Maybe I'm tripping. I mean, all I've printed
with a hardened nozzle. I don't know. I have to look.
All I've printed is PLA and TPU. Now I've done a little bit of TPU.
Nice, yeah.
See, I've done PLA, TPU, PETG, ABS, and ASA. And the different variants of the TPU, the different variants of the PLA.
ABS. Where's your printer?
It's in
the corner of his cave. Yeah,
it's the P1S is enclosed, and it's got a carbon filter and everything in it, and and actually have it. Right? No, they don't even spawn. No, not one.
Okay.
And it's got. I also have a air purifier right next to it.
Okay. Otherwise, you take that Vader helmet and you just.
Yeah, that's it. So Matt's been into printing longer than I have, right? Matt had a printer that he spent more than an X1C on.
Wow.
And,
fixing it. What he means fixing it.
Okay.
I had the Ender 3 Pro. I had the Ender 3 and the Ender 3 Pro.
Okay.
Yeah. So those were my entry levels. Yeah.
I gotcha.
And he probably invested. So Ender 3, for those who are in the back of the class and are not really printer savvy, Ender 3 is probably like a $300 printer. And Matt probably invested $1,200 into that printer before I got him to switch over to Bumblebee.
Yeah, he's not lying. So, he's not lying. Yeah, just parts.
And then once he saw, like, look, me, newbie guy who never printed anything, and I'm printing without failures, like, and he's like, yo, hold on. Wait, that's the Bamboo? And he went and got him a Bamboo immediately. So
I've heard good things about that. Yeah,
I was looking for a bigger printer, and I was looking at the what is it? The K is the K1C? Is that the bigger build plate one they have?
The biggest one is, I think it's the K1 Max or the K.
That's what. Yeah.
The K1 Max.
And, yeah, and it looks really cool. But then I was reading stuff, and I print with other materials other than that, so I kind of was like, But I don't know. We'll see. I want to get something bigger at some point, but we'll see. But yeah, so I saw it and I didn't realize you. I knew you was a nerd. I know you're the next level nerd.
Yeah, I got my shill shelf back there too. I'm kind of covering it. It's all my XR stuff, like the Vitor neckband.
All right, we'll move out the way because I want to talk about XR.
Yeah, you can see it right there. It's with all my.
I smelled an XR shill. Yeah.
I like it, man.
Okay, you guys, VR back there.
So what's your Nintendo? So me being new to the XR stuff?
Yeah.
What do I want?
What do you want?
Okay, so
how much do you want to spend?
I have okay.
That's always the first question for anything, dude.
Let me give you some feedback here.
What's your budget?
So, we have every console, gaming PCs. Everybody's got a gaming PC. We have handhelds. My kids, we have 3 VRs. We have 2 Quest 3s and one of the Vives. Okay.
Wow. I mean, I knew you were loaded, but like, wow.
Okay. Shit, get out of here.
He does the countdowns at SpaceX for Elon.
Makes sense.
I do quality control on the urinals in the public restrooms at SpaceX on the weekends as a side gig. Okay?
And then on the weekdays he works at Tesla. Got it.
Yeah. What should I don't know. I'm not convinced that I'm going to be the next, gamers generation with my obsession with it. Right.
My question to you is, like, Too Loud is able to convince you to buy all these other things. How come he hasn't convinced you to buy that?
Because
I'm curious.
I don't know.
It's a legit question, is it not?
I've tried, to be fair. I have thrown my hat in the ring a few times. And, all right, there he goes. Well, since he's not here, I'll tell you. I'll still tell you. I have tried a few times. I almost got him to do it a couple times, and he just kind of shied away from me. He's like, "Well, we got VRs, never used them." And I told him, like, it's not a VR. It's much different than a VR. You're not. VR gets to be uncomfortable, whereas this thing is like it's more like a pair of sunglasses with a wire, you know, and You could use it in the car on road trips and stuff like that and not look like a freaking weirdo with this big VR on the front of your face. You could take a device that it has a small screen and turn it into a large screen. Also, too, where I like to play it is like in the room while my wife's sleeping, right? Like I can have this big old screen and I don't have all this light splashing out from the screen on my x86 device because it's all contained in these lenses. And the sound is all built into the bands. I find them to be phenomenal products. I think they are, to me, and I'm not going to say who it is. There's a co-host of ours that will get very angry for what I'm about to say. But my personal point of view is XR glasses are more useful and a better product all around than VR glasses. I honestly, that's what I feel. I think so. I think they just have more use cases where VR is more of a contained niche product. I think VR, you could use it for. So on the Vitchers, one of the features that I really like on the Vitchers, and if I had gotten around to do the review in Vitcher, if you ever watch my podcast, I'm sorry, dude. It's just really hard to share this stuff. But one of the features that I really like with them is with their Spacewalker software. And if you go into the settings, you have your Vitcher glasses on, right? So pretend these glasses here that I wear to make Jedi feel like he's not the only old one. Pretend these are my Vitchers. I'm wearing them, and now I'm seeing my screen here projected in front of me. And if I look down, I think it's 30-degree angle. It will take away the screen from my face, or at least lighten the bottom of the lenses so that I can see my keyboard. And then when I look back up, it goes back full dark where I can see everything perfectly clear. I really like that feature with productivity.
Do they all do that, or is that a Vitcher only thing?
It's primarily a Vitcher desktop
question.
It's a Vitcher desktop app setting, right? So you're too loud. You're doing that on either on Mac or Windows, right?
Yeah, Mac or Windows. Yeah, through Spacewalker.
I gotta ask you though. Have you tried immersive 3D? Have you tried that?
I have tried immersive 3D, dude. I have. Wait. When you say immersive 3D, like a movie,
it's
watching a movie,
it's Vitcher's app. It's Vitcher's desktop, and actually, I believe it's on iOS too, but their Android app too. It's on the Spacewalker app.
I have not then.
All right, after this podcast, you got to go and try it, and then you're going to say, "Oh man, that damn AI was right."
Was I missing out on this? That's crazy.
The immersive 3D is the one feature that I'm aware of that the competitors to Vitcher don't have. They just don't have it. Once you've experienced it enough of it,
our co-host literally caught me in saying it. He came through just to tell me. Yeah.
Oh, is he?
That's him. That's hysterical. I didn't catch that.
Is he a Vision Pro apologist?
He's a Meta Quest.
VR.
He's a Meta Quest shill.
Oh, he's a VR.
I like my,
he loves it.
I love my headsets too. Like I have a PSVR 2 up back there. I have a Quest 3. I used to make VR content on my channel, but the reality is there's just not, like, it's a very defined niche. Like I feel like kind of like what Too Loud was saying, like once you stray out from there, there's not really that much like content to make, and I don't really. I feel like a majority of my audience is not really into that. Unfortunately, I think it's one of those cases where you can't really display it. You can't really show it, to Too Loud's point, in terms of showing like the XR glasses. So just back to the immersive 3D thing, Too Loud, you definitely have to try it out, and then tell me how flat everything looks afterwards, because you're like,
oh man,
it looks so like 3D.
Man.
Like you can literally plug it into your phone. You have a fold phone, right? Or
I do. Yeah, I have a fold. I have a fold, and I have a 16 Pro Max.
So plug it into your phone later. Boot up Spacewalker, and then look for a little icon on the right to click the immersive 3D. It's going to take that video and then put it into side-by-side 3D to make any video, like a YouTube video, even into 3D.
Oh no, I have done that.
Yeah,
I can do it with my photos. I can do it with my pictures. I can make spatial videos out of them. I could watch spatial videos on my iPhone as well, where it's like now I have a video and like everybody looks curved. Like you can see everybody's curved.
Like that. Yeah. Kind of like that. But it's not an iPhone.
No, so it is an iPhone. There is an iPhone. So Vitcher makes this little dongle thing that you connect it to your iPhone. It's like a little box with a wire, and you connect that with the glasses. And then you have the same thing as the Android, but you have to use that little adapter with it. But no, it's not an iPhone explicit or only feature. But I have tried, like, I've played games. I've played what did I play? I was playing Zelda Link to the Past in 3D on the Vitchers, emulating over my Z Fold.
Yeah.
It's
there's
so
nothing
cool,
like
dude.
that. There's nothing like that.
No. Dude, I've sat and watched just 3D movies, like just and not even a 3D movie. Like
it's not meant to be. Yeah, like it wasn't made to be a 3D movie, right? Yeah, and I'll put on like a regular movie and watch it in 3D, and you cannot tell me it was not made to be 3D.
because
exactly.
it looked so good.
So like Jedi could load up could load up Rise of Skywalker, and then he could see Rey stealing the Skywalker name in full 3D, and he'd be like, oh my god, this movie is still terrible, but it looks great. Like but
he'll probably be there, and he'll be like, beat me up, Scotty.
Oh god.
Right?
So
did I get that right?
I'm trying
not
to
definitely
drop any F-bombs too
He's
loud.
ignoring me right now.
So let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Go ahead. If I'm looking at all right, so price-wise, right?
Yeah.
So if I'm looking at Best Buy right now and I can get a pair of Rey Neo 3S for $269 or Rey Neo 3S Pros for $299 or Vitcher Pros for $350 or Lenovo Legion glasses for $400, what am I looking at and why?
Those are great points. Yeah, so I'll start right there with what Too Loud said too. As much of a Lenovo shill and Legion shill I am, I don't think that their glasses are going to be a good choice because they don't really have the software to back it up.
Okay.
When it comes to the other products, so when you're talking about Vitcher, I think Vitcher still has the best software ecosystem or best software stack. So they have like the best like overall system. Like they have the neckband back there, which is basically like a portable Google Android TV around your neck. Like it sounds goofy, but it's actually very functional. And then Too Loud reviewed like the 8BitDo controller. So like they have like a full array of like accessories, which I think is really, really good in that context. The Rey Neos, I think, are actually really great picture wise, like just out of the box, best bang for your buck. It's those, and maybe those are the ones to like determine for someone new to this whether or not like this is their thing, because you can literally just put those on and like you can see a pretty great image without too much like tinkering or anything like that. The only thing with those is they don't have those little dials at the top. They call them diopters. So like for you, so for like you wear glasses, and so like you would probably have to get like lens inserts unless your vision is not that bad. So
no, my vision sucks.
Oh, okay. So
the
like in that case,
make a huge change in that.
Yeah,
I'm old. We had to get my 16-year-old is huge in VR. We had to get custom lenses for his Quest because his eyesight is terrible. So.
Oh, I see. So you have like lens inserts for the Quest too, like for yourself type thing. Yeah. So like
for my son.
Oh, okay. So like in that context, like for your son, let's say if he was going to use them, I wouldn't recommend the Rey Neos unless you were also willing to buy the lens inserts for those too, right?
Okay.
But then when it comes to like if your myopia, meaning if I remember this correctly, your like farsightedness is less than nearsightedness is less than 5 or 6, depending on which model the glasses are, then you can like adjust those little dial things and it'll bring into focus. Just the picture though, like whatever you have the device connected to, it's going to bring that into focus. But like you're not gonna be able to see everything around you. Like if you got piss poor vision, then like you might still walk into something, but the picture that you see in the glasses will look great. You know? So but to like kind of break it down a little bit simpler, I guess like I think the big thing is for you to try one of these current models and then like be able to decide, because like for me myself, I really like them for like media consumption and like gaming and stuff like that. But I know a significant part of my audience likes them for like productivity. Like Too Loud was talking about like looking down and then them like undimming type thing. I wouldn't do that simply because I don't think I would do like a whole work day in there. I mean, if you're really in a pinch, I guess you would I would do it, but I wouldn't normally do it. Like I prefer a fixed screen to like
really quick, GG, not to cut you off.
No, go ahead.
I didn't think so. I was like you. I was like, I could never use these for productivity. And I think it was our second or third episode of our podcast where I decided to, clown around and just wear the Vitchers during the podcast. And I was only going to wear them for a few minutes during the podcast. I ended up wearing them throughout the entire 2-hour episode. And I was like, dude, if I didn't look so damn goofy wearing them in the podcast, I would wear them every time. Like, I really would. I would wear them because, dude, I could face the camera perfectly, looking at everybody, and still see you guys, still see the comments, still like that's phenomenal.
And this is, and you're saying this without the need of like 3DOF or like the pinning function?
Yeah, without any of that.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, I used them.
Just for the record, you look pretty goofy right now. You don't have them on.
So then I should just wear them, right?
In fairness, so in fairness to like how they look too, I do personally think the Ray Neos look a little bit more like futuristic, like more Ghost in the Shell type thing. If you are like an anime person, like Jedi and me apparently, but I think the new Viture like Luma lineup as well as the X-Real 1 lineup look a little bit more like fashionable, I guess you would say. So like.
But those are two.
He has the
ones, right? Yeah, he's got the
one he has. The one he has are the Viture Pros. So the new ones,
XR Pros.
Yeah, the new ones are the Luma lineup.
Okay.
So those ones I think they look a little bit more like fashionable, I guess you would say, if you care about that. So
what I will say is, while we're on the note of this, it's kind of a different product altogether, but I think I found the answer to my problem that's not really a problem. So as much as I would love to wear the Vitures and stuff during the podcast and be able to just look here and see my comments and do all this, Samsung and Google are working on their XR glasses. And I think that is going to suit what I want more. I did notice too that Ray-Ban and Meta just dropped the 2s, the ones with the display inside. And those ones look like a phenomenal product as well. I mean, I'm gonna lose out on some of the stuff that makes Viture and X-Real and all these companies great, as far as just plugging them into a device and playing games. But as far as productivity goes, with seeing the script on my display, while not looking so weird, because I have a pair of clear Ray-Bans on, they look like prescription glasses. You know what I mean? It's not looking so awkward. I'm not wearing sunglasses in the dark, or
I feel I know what you're saying, because like I'm interested in those too, and I think my audience is also interested in those, but they're not going to be like a one-to-one replacement for like these display XR glasses, at least not in the time being, because I think like to the point of those Ray-Ban Meta display glasses, for one, like besides the fact that they're monocular, meaning there's only one screen in the right eye.
Yep.
Besides that, like it's a tiny 20-degree field of view, and for like a reference point, most of these XR glasses are closer to like 40 something 50s. Right. So like that's different, and like because it's battery powered, you don't need to plug it in. Like there's an advantage in that, like, you don't need to plug it into a device, but then the disadvantage is that like since it's battery powered, the amount of time is like
limited.
finite. Yeah, it's limited. Yeah. And then I think for the Ray-Bans, the really big thing that it's going to boil down to is like app compatibility, right? Because you're really like stuck into like Meta and whatever like Meta decides.
That's the part where it's kind of like where I'm more anticipating the Samsung Gemini Google, because I know that those will be more compatible just along the Android line.
Those
in comparison to like a Meta thing.
Yeah,
I'm not really a fan of Meta. I haven't really used Quest. Here's my tinfoil hat. Here it goes. It's on right here. I'm not the biggest fan of Facebook. I'm not the biggest fan of Mark Zuckerberg. Meta, that's all one. I'm not a fan of. I mean, and I know people are going to say it like, "Hey, everybody's stealing your data and farming it and selling it." But I don't know. I don't like Mark. He's weird. He's weird to me.
They're all fair concerns. I would say the only thing that I wouldn't, if people are interested in these glasses, I would say don't hold your breath though for the Google XR glasses, just because those are also going to be monocular, and I don't think those are going to be any cheaper. Like those are going to be at least $800 too. I feel.
I mean Ray-Ban and Meta. Why would they steer far away from the price that Ray-Ban and Meta are already showing them is okay? Right. So I 100% agree. My other thing is that like this is where I'll give Meta credit. They teamed up with Ray-Ban, right? Like
smart move.
This is a glasses maker. They know what's fashionable, what looks cool, what's not, what sells. Samsung and Google have no experiences in the glasses world. point of example, look at Lenovo's glasses. Like those things look goofy to me. Like they look very, very like some very fake aviators. Like they tried to make the aviator.
I'm looking at them now. They look like
Tom
off-brand
Cruise.
aviators. That's exactly
Like,
what
yeah, they tried to do like an aviator Tom Cruise thing, but it's just not working for them. They're not a glasses maker. Yeah. Ray-Ban is a glasses maker.
Yeah.
So I think like if you're going for fashionable, the Ray-Ban is probably going to take the W.
And what you're saying there is, I think, something that's baked into the price that potential buyers are going to consider too, because it's like you look at the Ray-Ban Meta's ones right now, which are out there. I think they're like $250 now or something. But then people are going to look at them and say, "Oh, well, I'm paying $250, but I could buy a pair of Ray-Bans that are not smart glasses, and those will still be like $200." So they'll look at that as like some kind of brand investment, right? Because it's it's a symbol, it's a luxury product, right? So like if you and then like $800 for the Ray-Ban Meta display glasses, but they're gonna think, okay, well, $200 for like that like the what do you call that, the neural link thing, and then like $200 for like the Ray-Ban name brand. So like the glasses themselves are maybe like they'll do these mental gymnastics to try and like justify the price, So,
and I mean, to be fair, like Ray-Ban gives you really good, the thing that's good with companies like a Ray-Ban, who is a glasses maker, they give you really good assurances on your lenses, right? Like you put them down glasses first and scratch your lenses, send your lenses out, they'll swap them out for you free of charge, you pay nothing. Like, or bring them to a what do they call it, like an authorized dealer, and a lot of times they have those lenses already in, they could swap them out for you, so you're getting that peace of mind with a company like that, to where I don't think Google and Samsung are going to provide services like that, so there's good and bad with both of it, I think.
100%. And I think like to that very point of like Apple, that's the reason why people go with Apple. It's like you got a problem with your phone, you walk into an Apple store, right? Like it's
done.
It's done. Like I get it.
Why do you think my kids have Apple phones, right?
Yeah, there you go.
Kids are horrible with electronics, right? Like they don't care because they don't pay for it, right? So they mistreat them, they'll treat them how, drop them, who cares? It's funny to them, but Apple Care is huge, so whereas with a Samsung phone or Samsung has started their little care plan, which hasn't really been that big, but even worse, like, which I like some of these companies like OnePlus, you're done. Your screen is done. Buy a new phone, so
absolutely.
So before Too Loud completely derailed the conversation, went off the hooks, you didn't finish saying about the so it sounded like you were
really want to know what glasses you should buy.
You also didn't say how much you're willing to spend. Like, are you buying a pair for everybody? Like, what are you doing?
I'm cheap as shit. I'm buying them for me. I'm cheap as shit, and I'm buying them for me.
What, you're buying me a pair?
Unbelievable.
Too loud.
Do you have a rock star?
Wait, too loud. Do you have the Viture Pro mobile dock? Do you have that?
I do.
You do have the mobile dock. So the great thing about that mobile dock, right, is if you connect that to realistically any device, any one of our handhelds that have display out, you can connect 2 display glasses to it, and it doesn't have to be Viture glasses, right? So the nice thing about that mobile dock is whatever brand of glasses you choose, like that can kind of future-proof you in a sense, and it works with like a Switch 2. I know Jedi, you have a Switch 2, right? So you could basically have 2 people playing, like, you and your kid playing using these XR glasses, right? With the Switch 2, and then have the Joy-Cons like detached, right? Like that's possible with that mobile dock. So there's some versatility in that, and you don't have to really be completely locked into one company, I guess, because all these companies, they're like, they all want to do that. We were talking about Apple, we were talking about like Meta. They want to lock you into their system.
Absolutely.
So that it makes it hard for you to leave, whether it's because of their software stack, because if it's their aggressive trade-in programs, whatever it is, right? So like
Garden, dude.
Yeah.
So my use case, and based on kind of what you're saying, was going to be more realistically, it's probably going to be with an Odin or Thor or something like that, and a handheld, right? Or maybe even sometimes hooked up to my PC to use it as a display to be goofy, but probably more so on the couch gaming or something like that with a larger screen. So like, and that's probably going to be the extent of it for me.
Yeah.
So
I mean, in that case, I kind of feel like if you can, you can get like the Rayneo, get a pair of Rayneos, get those to like try them even to see how much you like them or don't like them. And like you could also get I don't remember exactly how much like the lens inserts cost. I'll have to like look that up and maybe like DM you or
I have
something.
to see.
Like
I can get away with using the Quests that are there and just adjusting it for me.
Oh, really?
And I don't have any problems with. Yeah, my son has got the really bad eyesight, but he would use it.
I see.
He's he's got full body tracking with his Quest and all.
Oh, okay, fancy.
So he's not.
Fancy. Okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he's a spoiled brat.
He's just hanging out in VR chat. Just
pretty much. I'm like, so we spent all this money. Yeah. I'm like, so you just spent all this money on this so that you can go chit chat and VR chat with your friends and they can see you move your feet.
He's like, yeah, Dad, I'm crashing out. Okay.
Yep. And he's like, yep, now get out of my room. I'm like, I'll knock your ass out, dude. Just because you're bigger than me don't mean nothing. I'll still knock your ass out.
I mean, in that case, maybe just a pair of glasses for that nice image is really realistically all you need. That said, I mean, even those pairs of like what Too Loud had, with the Vichor Pros, even though they're like, I guess you would call them last gen now because of Vichor having this new lineup, they're still great. Like I think
they're phenomenal,
like, really awesome image quality. And the advantage of those things is like they have like the dimming function, which like the Rayneos don't have, and that gives you like a more immersive experience, right? So
does the Lumas have that function still or no?
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
Okay, cool. I love that feature.
Pretty awesome. Yeah. The Lumas are like $600 though, or something like that, right?
No, that's the Luma Ultras. There's Luma Pros, which are 500. Wait, I have to shill now, right? I say if you use my code at checkout, then you can get a discount.
Do it. Shill.
Yeah.
Shill. So, and then make sure let us know. We'll put it in the comments in the bottom even.
Oh yeah, thank you. Yeah. I just think like I love the technology. I think like Too Loud knows from firsthand experience. I think I'm not confident to say this is like the future because I do think we're moving. Like going back to like, the Ray-Ban Meta and Quest and all that, I do think we're moving eventually to a small form factor where it'll be like glasses that you're wearing right now that could, if they wanted to, go completely transparent. And then if they wanted to like give you a full screen right all in the lens there, like I do think we're eventually moving to like that kind of future. But like that's probably years and years away because tech like that costs like thousands and thousands of dollars, right? Yeah. So,
I will say something that I'm probably not supposed to say, Jedi.
Oh, this will be good.
If you're concerned with having to buy lenses, being a creator, those gone companies that make the prescription lenses for it are so hungry to send creators lenses so that you can talk about it. Like I'm telling you, I get one every week. I get an offer.
Oh, there you go.
Hey, review my prescription lenses for your XR Pros. Blah blah blah. Like
Too Loud knows if you ain't shilling, you ain't trying.
Yeah, man, I get that. All right, so
I'm just telling you, like, if you're concerned with the prescription lenses, just make a video, make a community post that you have the glasses, and the emails will start coming, dude. I want to give a quick shout out to my wife. She bought me this awesome Pikachu cup. She got tired of seeing me with like a regular green cup on podcast, so she wanted to find me something game related. Nerds. So she got me this Pikachu cup.
Freaking nerds.
Very nice. Next you need a Kirby cup to go with your shirt.
Yeah, he does.
I know, but I'm so like I'm gonna tell you something. I have a rule at my house. Every time you get a new cup, you have to get rid of an old cup. Because if I don't have that rule, my wife will have 4 cabinets full of freaking cups. That's like these cold cups. I can't deal with it. It's just too many. It's too many. So I can't get me a cup for every shirt because then I'm breaking my own rule. I can't.
That's too funny.
Because she started it, and then my daughter wanted to pick up the trend. Like, oh, I also need a new cup. And I was like, oh, this ain't happening. This is not. No, we need a room for cups. Are you guys kidding me? Like, no, man. We need bowls, plates, silverware. Like, no. So
that is too funny stuff, man.
Yeah, hey, awesome.
Let's transition here.
It's time for question of the day.
All right, sir.
It's time.
You've been tasked with giving us a question of the day for today.
Okay, so let's see. Originally, I was going to ask you guys why you like beans so much, right? But then I
wanted you to ask that.
That was way too. It's way too on the nose, right? I think.
No, I'm happy you said it. I still want your other question, so I'm going to tell you. It's a simple answer. It's so simple. Yeah. It goes like this: because we're beaners. That's it.
That's the best answer I could have come up with.
Wait, aren't beaners like Bostonians or something?
No, dude.
No, we're both offended that you send that. We're both offended that you send that.
Yeah, that's what they call people that live in Boston or whatever.
Dude, first off, right? I'm from New York. New York. So that's even worse than you call us Boston.
Exactly. I know you're actually a Red Sox fan.
Oh my God.
He's actually from.
He's actually from. Done. No, he's done.
He's actually from Westfield. What's it called? Westfield.
Westfield. I don't know where that is. You missed it, but I kicked you off for a second. Just I had to.
That's perfect.
Oh my gosh. So
yeah,
that's the question of the day, Joe.
Okay. Yes. Perfect. Yeah. So my question is a real question that you have to think about, which is, do you think with the direction that we're going, that we're going to see like a change in the proportion of gaming like away from desktop PCs, more so in the direction of like handhelds and consoles and mobile gaming?
I love this question.
Yes, I do too. You want to answer first, Tula? Go ahead. Or you want me to?
You sure? I'm Cuban, dude. I could talk for the rest of the night.
Okay. So yes, I do, and I hope so. I hope so, and yes, I do. So a couple different things to it. First off, so my kids are PC gamers. They don't really play consoles except for Switch stuff, and that's just because it's Nintendo, right? The only time they play handhelds now is when we leave the house. And I have a Steam Deck and an Ally that I also, by the way, did the battery swap that you talked about earlier, right? And my Ally is running Bazite because my kids are Steam gamers, right? But if we're not going on a trip and they're not playing those, they're definitely gaming on their phones. So I do see that, and I also hope for it because it's my hobby, it's my passion. I would love to be able to game more on my desktop on a mobile device than I do on my desktop at a console and stuff like that. I definitely think there's some merit to it. I think with the way that people are now and people's lifestyles, being more mobile and gaming mobile is becoming a bigger thing. Like mobile gaming is huge. It's big. It's even bigger in other parts of the world, right? You know, especially Android gaming and stuff like that. So I think, yeah, my hopes, yes, but I think, yeah, I definitely think. Now that question is for me is how much mobile, right? Are we talking mobile phone or we're talking handhelds like we're into? Are we talking, and we're talking handhelds, are we talking Androids? Because Android seems to be the really big thing now. We're talking x86. So I think there's something to be lies with that. I think once we start seeing smaller x86 devices like the Orange Pi Neo that we're looking at, that thing running Steam and being a smaller device, I think is going to be a killer. I think it's going to be killer, you know, with a 5-inch screen. I think that's going to do a lot for it because I've heard that feedback before about the Steam Deck for new people. This thing's so heavy and so big. So I think, you know, there's kind of, you know, there's merit to that. But to your question, yes, and I hope so. I do think it's going to be more prevalent, and I think it's definitely the way of the future. So now you can talk.
Okay, I'll be the old man. So I would say I agree with Matt. I think, I mean, will desktops just go? No, it's never gonna happen. At least when I say never, I mean like in our lifetime. I don't think we're gonna do away with towers in our lifetime. It's just too easy to replace components, right? It's too easy to replace components and keep upgrading. But I do think that handhelds will take over a big portion of the space. And why I say that is because of things like, you corrected me earlier, Thunderbolt 5. Thunderbolt 5 and as this whole lineup of eGPUs gets better and better, I think being able to like treat a handheld like a Nintendo Switch but at a workstation is gonna change the game, right? Like being able to come and sit here, like right now, I'm here, I'm doing a podcast with you guys. If I could come here, come from my studio's not at home. If I could come from home with my Ayaneo 3 or Ayaneo 7 or whatever it happens to be at the time, and just sit it on my dock and start my podcast from my Ayaneo, like that's gonna change everything, right? I could already do that right now. The only part where it's not as good as where I would personally like it to be is in the eGPU department. Like I would like to get a little bit better performance from that, right? Like if I hook a 5090 to it up, I want to get 5090 performance, So I think until that happens, until we can see like very close to a 1-to-1 GPU performance scenario, I think that we're not going to really see it take over yet. But once that happens, and it's already like for me personally, I've considered getting rid of my tower, just getting an eGPU or getting an eGPU dock, pulling my GPU out of my tower and just using my handheld, because now I can play my games mobile, and when I want to sit at my desk and play it upscaled at a higher resolution, at a higher frame rate on a bigger screen, I can just dock my handheld and continue playing right here on the same unit. And when I'm done, I can just pick it up and walk away. Like you said earlier with Oculink, right? I have to be careful with how I'm unplugging it, right? I have to turn off the console, undo the Oculink. Now I can walk away, turn on the console. Once I have it where it's more streamlined, I can unplug this USB cord and literally just walk away. I don't have to worry about breaking anything. That's going to make big changes. As well as like with the USB side over Oculink. Oculink, I can't have like an external SSD in my dock. I can't have extra peripherals connected to my dock with solely Oculink, where I can with a USB or a Thunderbolt. I can have extra peripherals connected. I can have an external hard drive connected for games that I only want to play when I'm docked. Like, this new massive AAA game that runs, I would never play it on my handheld mode because it's just not performing enough, but I would play it at my desk. I can have it installed on an external hard drive connected to my eGPU dock. Like at that point, I think that they can take over and it would be phenomenal. I'm welcoming to that. Like I'm more than welcoming to that, because I think that's why I've always wanted to be there. I'm a handheld gamer though, right? Like, and I don't know how many of us are handheld gamers though. I know the space is growing, but at the same time, I think that there's a select portion of us who appreciate and love the portability and playing handhelds. And then there's another group of individuals that are like, no, when I play games, I want to sit at my TV comfy, play games. Or I want to sit at my desk comfortable and play games. I'm not playing games portably. So I think there will always be those two different groups, right? Just like there's a group of individuals right now who literally skipped out on all the corporal handhelds, but they've played all of the TV consoles, but they've never had a Game Boy. They've never had a Vita. They've never had a PSP, but they've had a SNES. They've had a PlayStation 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have personal friends in my life who are like that. Like they don't play any handheld games, but they've had every console that ever came out. So I think that there will always be a divide there, but I do think that there is a market and there will be a group of us individuals who will appreciate and use that like crazy. So sorry, very long answer, but I think it'd be like a 50-50, maybe like a 60-40, 60% on the tower side still, or tower. When I say tower, I'm saying tower and console. Well, for as long as console lasts, because I don't know how long we have for that going on into the future. But I think it's a good. I hope that it happens for me personally, but that may be my bias.
Fair enough. All right, sir. Now you answer your own question.
I like the points that you guys made about like being handheld like enthusiast first and foremost, and then also
Mhm.
basically having this setup where you could more or less like replace your desktop with one single device, like Too Loud was saying. I do think we're getting closer to that than maybe people are willing to realize or even admit, and possibly we might see something like full desktop towers and builds being more of an enterprise thing. Like if you look at the pure, I'm just going to say oversaturation of mini PCs, I don't think that that's a coincidence, right? And if those things were not selling well, I feel like we wouldn't see as many,
Right.
as soon as
Agreed.
as soon as Minis Forum
Yeah.
started doing it and GMK Tech started doing it, like they all wanted to start doing it because they were all selling so well, right? And if you're a company like Ayaneo, it's a perfect way to shift around your silicon too, right? Like if you have some certain chips that are not selling as well, you
absolutely.
could put it in those things, right? Like the AM01, or 4800U or whatever is in there, right? So like but that said, I do think we are to your point Too Loud also, like about the eGPUs. Unfortunately, I don't think we'll ever see something like a one-to-one exchange in terms of functionality, just because I don't think the demand is there for it. But maybe I'll be happy to be proven wrong when a company does come up with some kind of like advanced solution like Asus was doing with like the XG mobiles. I get it. I get it. That was only PCIe 4x4. I understand that. It's not giving you more bandwidth than Oculing, but it was like a one cable solution essentially, which would give you the power as well. So that I will give them props to for like being innovative, and
It
minus
was
points.
awesome.
Also minus points for being proprietary though, like kind of
Mhm.
like a mix of both, right? Like though I will say performance wise, like we are really like encroaching on a point where I think we're at a tolerable level, especially even for like competitive gamers. Like when I'm saying competitive gamers, I mean like playing some sweaty matches in Fortnite or Call of Duty or something like that. I think you totally can have a great experience hooking up like your Legion Go Ally X or Ayaneo 3 to an eGPU. I think OKS Gamer, my other buddy, like showed this one off, like one just like this.
Yeah.
So the one he has is a 4080M. This one is a 4090M, and when you connect it to USB 4, it is very close to like a desktop 4070 Ti. So, and like
That's amazing.
that's pretty
Yeah.
damn powerful for like one cable. So whether you were going to hook this up to like a handheld or like an actual laptop, like this is like my like work laptop, right? You can get like an incredible desktop like experience. Like the ceiling is not going to be as high as desktop because thermal constraints, power constraints, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But you get this like mostly portable setup you could take anywhere, like you were talking about, to like a studio, to your home, or whatever type of thing. And I do think that there is a distinct advantage of that. And if anything, if I had to take bets, I might even say we might see like prices for like desktop components come down because there's less of a demand for it, like in the short term at least. Just because like fewer people are buying them, and because we already seen that like handheld prices and like laptops and mobile devices are not really going down in price. So maybe that's like to kind of offset the demand. So super long, like super long-winded answers as are typical of me. I think we're probably going to see more more usage of mobile devices, like more than ever, unless we all like completely become like replaced by AI and just live in our houses.
Yeah.
And in which case we don't need to be portable because we just live at home anyway.
That's fair.
I don't know. I'm stubborn and I'll probably still be portable at home because I can't play my desktop on the toilet.
It's
or
too
out by the
convenient.
fire.
Yeah. It's
Too far.
So,
Too far. Nobody wants to know what you're doing on the toilet, bro.
well, no, I was just kidding about the toilet, but as
Well,
far
like,
as I do like to I have a fire pit in my backyard. I like to sit out there by the fire, enjoy a nice whiskey or something with my brother and my wife and just hanging out. And I like to play a little game right there by the fire and chill out. And you can't do that on a desktop. You can't do that on a console.
Well, like
unless
I mean, I gotta ask you guys, like, because you're both parents, like, do you not appreciate like the Steam suspend and resume function way more than like Windows hibernate sleep shenanigans? Like, tell me that that's not a thing.
Yes, It is awesome, and Tulad and I have talked about this a lot because we both are self-proclaimed Windows gamers, and we can really appreciate certain things like Steam, like the suspend that feature, the time to game, the cloud saving. That's all huge things.
Yeah.
Uh, yes, there's stuff to it. I'm also stubborn, and I'm just like I committed to the fact that I'm going to be a Windows gamer. And now that Windows is doing the Xbox experience, I'm like all in 100% on board with it. So yeah, Steam is cool. I think something else to your question too.
Steam is cool.
I think what
Don't worry, Gabe
does,
is not watching this.
I
Go
think
ahead.
what
I love
Valve-
Gabe. I love Valve. I love what they're doing. But
I do too. I do too.
it's not Linux is not for me. It's just not my cup of tea. I
like the variety of having what
I
we
use
have
some
on
Linux devices, but
Yeah.
I can't main a Linux device. Is my problem.
I couldn't either.
I just can't main it. And I have Raspberry Pis. I have other things like the Clockwork Pis and handhelds that are Linux. And I love to tinker around and mess around with coding and terminal emulator and doing things like this. But I like to do it because I want to, when I want to, just tinkering. I don't want to have to do it. I don't want to be forced into doing it. It's like I talked to Matt about this when it comes to messing around with handhelds and modifying them and opening them up and doing stuff. I want to do that stuff because I want to. I don't want to do it because you sent me a broken product. That's never fun, right? As much as you like to tinker with handhelds and open them up and mess with them, you're never excited to get a device in and it's have a drifting joystick off rip.
Yeah.
You're like, dude, this sucks.
Mhm.
So I think it's this for me. It's the same thing with Steam, and I have actually recently I've given way more credit to SteamOS because I didn't appreciate it for what it was in the beginning. I thought hey, the Steam Deck is an awesome product. It has the best control system out of any handheld, but I hate the operating system. And I like I said, the Ally came out. And I moved away from Steam and I never looked back. Moved on to Legion Go, moved on to other handhelds, x86s, but stayed within the Windows ecosystem.
Yep.
And that's mainly That's mainly because I enjoy first-person shooters, like Call of Duties, like Battlefields, where I can't get that over there, right? And the anti-cheat is not there, and so it just kind of pushed me away. And early on in the Steam system, there you could dual boot, but it was super stupid slow. The Windows experience was horrendous, and it was just okay, this is not fun. And but like Matt said, with the whole Windows experience, Xbox experience coming, I'm looking forward to it. But then too, I've been using it. I've been using the Xbox experience on my Legion Go. Actually, funny enough, I had SteamOS on my Legion Go, and it was going to live on there forever, because I came to the conclusion that if I have a x86 device and it has less than 16, if it has 16 gigs of RAM or less, it's a Steam machine. It's no longer a Windows machine. It is a Steam machine because 16 gigs is not enough RAM to share with Windows. So I decided anything that I have that has 16 gigs or less will be a Steam machine. And but then when the Xbox experience came out, I was like, oh, the Legion Go will be easier to get this experience on than say an Ayaneo 3 boutique device. But I was wrong. It was exactly the same experience. I had to go through all of the terminal emulator and putting code and downloading some third-party program from GitHub and doing all this crap. And then it turns out after doing all this stuff, I was not that impressed by the Xbox experience.
And then you just discovered that you were a masochist. Was that what it was?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I guess so. I was like, God, why did I do this? I should have left SteamOS on my Lenovo Go, my Legion Go, because as much as I want to like it, it's not there yet. And maybe me and Matt both pre-ordered the Xbox Ally X. And hopefully it's a different experience on the handheld that it was made for. Because on the ones that we're hacking it onto, It is a shit experience. I don't care what anybody says.
It's bad. I don't remember what it was. I was trying to do something. I think I was just trying to get to the settings menu to just I think it was to add my Bluetooth keyboard. What a pain in the ass just to get to the settings menu. And I'm hoping it's just because that thing was just, raw and not I don't know. It was I think something that was said. I feel like for most everybody, their first x86 is a Steam Deck, right? And I think that's fair. I think a big impact to your question is going to see what Valve does with the Steam Deck 2. It's going to come at some point, right? Or the Steam box that they're talking about doing now. I think
Steam
lot
frame
of that,
now.
the Steam frame is going to segue into what's going to be the next for getting our gaming to a more mobile platform. I think that's all going to be relevant to it. So we'll have to see. We're getting close to wrapping up, but I do want to cover something that's super important that I need to know. I know.
He had to double it up on you. That's how serious it is.
It is serious. He is serious. Yeah, no, I know. I've seen the show before, and let me say, I've gone back and forth with not choosing a bean at all. Just because I like you guys, so I don't want to, antagonize the other guy. Like I don't want to get kicked off stream, even though regardless, it's like that's going to be the result anyway.
The other one's going to bring you back anyway. Whoever won is going
to. And then the other thing to that too is that regardless of what answer you pick, we're still going to antagonize. We're still going to pick.
Oh yeah, see, that's exactly it is. So here's the thing. I kind of like pinto beans. But every single time I go to Chipotle, I always order back.
Matt, I felt like his answer was more for you. It was like, he said he enjoys pintos best. I was offended, and you kicked him.
He said, "But when I go, I order black," and I was like, "Click."
See, I told you. See,
I was like,
I do.
No, I felt like what he was doing. He was kicking shit in my face while feeding me a spoon of sugar. Like
it's called if anyone uses AI out there, it's called glazing. It's just glazing you a little bit.
My God. I'm sorry. Maybe I prematurely hit the eject button. I'm sorry.
You can do it again. It's all right.
Oh, dude.
Cool. We had
I also choose black beans at Chipotle. I just want to make that.
So,
God dang it.
So you guys all heard it here before the technical difficulty. Gigi did say he prefers pinto beans. So have a wonderful night, guys. No, I'm kidding. No,
hold on. Actually, before we go, really quick, we can fly through this, but I think I just want to talk about the whole EA acquisition.
I forgot to bring that up. What was that Facebook?
Are you aware of that, GG? Or not?
Yeah,
really?
yeah. I heard of it, but I haven't been following the story.
Oh, I completely forgot to bring that up. I'm sorry. I still have the graphic up. I actually have EA's website up right here. It's right.
It's okay. Everybody forgot about EA.
Yeah. But I mean, I think we shouldn't, because EA is FIFA. EA is 2K. EA is Madden. When you look at like the big three every year, there's always an EA. Like when I say the big three, I mean like, look, they say, I forget the metric. It was something insane. Like 70% of gamers play one of three titles for the year. And the rest of that 30% will kind of like go around and mess with different games and stuff. But like something crazy, like 70% of gamers will play like a Call of Duty, a FIFA, a Madden, a 2K. And that's like their game that they're coming back to all year long until the next one. And then they're going to buy the next one. And so they're like, EA games are some of the most profitable games in the gaming genre. So I think it's really, really important, because we have, which I would call these guys kind of an investment group, coming in and scooping up a very, very big portion of the gaming industry. And I kind of seen it coming with Saudi Arabia. Recently, they've been hosting a lot of like esports tournaments, like the Apex tournaments or like the Valorant tournaments and things like that. And I saw them starting to gain interest in the gaming. And so Matt actually brought 10%.
I think they already own 10% of EA. I think they're already 10% stakeholders in EA before this even went down. That PIF, the what is it? Public. What's the name of it? That
investment firm or whatever. Public investment firm.
Yeah, I think they actually, when I looked into it further, they had already owned like 10% of the stock of EA anyway. So they were already vested in them. You know. So it's interesting to see where this all goes, and I mean, is this a positive thing? Is this a bad thing? I mean,
but where my tinfoil hat goes on in this thing here, and I'm having fun with this because I never get to really put on my tinfoil hat. My tinfoil hat goes on to this is that they paired up with Jared Kushner's group to purchase this, and for those who aren't familiar, Jared Kushner is Donald Trump's son-in-law. Jared Kushner is his daughter Ivanka Trump's husband. So they pushed through. They got this big acquisition, and I think kind of just like, oh, dude, I just noticed all cash deal, $55 billion, all cash.
I saw that. Yep.
Like, and think about this, guys. Like, when Xbox went to get Blizzard, like there was a big ordeal about that, right? Like there was this big old debacle going back and forth, and like this thing kind of just swept through. Like, oh, this happened last week, you know, and it was nothing. There was nothing, and I find that kind of awkward. I get it, right? Like Xbox is a game manufacturer, a game brand, whereas these guys have no investments in games. They're not going to say like, hey, well, this is only going on Xbox or this is only going on PlayStation. They're going to want to divvy it out equally. Whereas Xbox purchasing Blizzard could say like, hey, this is going to be first party only. You guys are not going to get this anymore. I understand that, but I just thought this was a really, really big purchase, $55 billion with very little coverage. And I just found it really interesting because like I said, FIFA, I want to do a little research here. Really quick, Matt, you could talk about it for a moment, but I just want to see how much they're bringing in a year as far as gamers for EA.
I don't know. I'm pretty sure FIFA is the biggest draw in sports games. I think it's actually even bigger than Madden. So it may be. I don't know.
I would imagine so. It's a global sport.
Yeah. So this for me, I don't know. I'm curious to see where they're going to go with it. You know, is anything going to change? Or, you know, EA is had some ups and downs, but it's still EA. They still have things like FIFA and Madden and Battlefield and this kind of so EA's Battlefield, right? Battlefield's EA.
Yes.
Nice or
yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
And those kind of things and see. And I think EA even still doesn't EA still own the license for all the Star Wars games too?
I don't think they own the license, but they had an agreement.
Oh, the agreement, exclusivity agreement. Yes.
Yeah, I don't know if it's
like 10 years. It was 10 years or something.
It was for a long time, but I don't know if that. I think that's expired. Like that's why Ubisoft was able to make Star Wars Outlaws.
Okay,
Right.
that makes sense.
True,
So I'm
good
curious to
point.
see where that comes up. So I'm curious to see where it is, where that lands this company, and what we see going forward. I am not a huge FIFA person. I'm not a huge.
It would be
Madden
so
person.
funny. I'm just gonna say, I think it would be so funny if after this purchase, all of these sports like associations just like renegotiated some deal with some other companies. That would be like the funniest thing.
Insane.
That'd be hilarious.
Insane.
That would be so hilarious.
What's the competitor to PES? Is it PES?
Oh yeah, PES. Yeah. That's
PES,
Konami.
Yeah, Konami.
Yeah.
I think
that'd be so funny. Yeah, if Konami was like, "Yo, here's a boatload of cash. Do you want to like just like,
hey, you want to have FIFA? Have it be PES FIFA or something like that.
Or like same with
Madden.
Yeah, same with like NHL, NBA, Madden, all those companies,
Oh, I
or
forgot about
like
the 2K games and
yep.
and the NHL
Well,
games.
2K 2K is Take-Two, right? So like if
It's Take
Take-Two
Two.
comes,
You're right.
yeah,
You're right.
if Take-Two comes back and says, "Hey, why don't make stuff for us? Like, we're actually an American company or whatever. We understand
Mhm.
esports better." So,
Yeah,
that would be so
that's
hilarious,
interesting.
I think.
That is interesting. So I don't know.
So
what's your take on it?
EA is Madden's, Battlefields, Command and
Yep.
Conquers, Apex
Yep.
Legends, NBA Lives,
Forgot about Apex.
PGA Tours.
Yeah. The big one for me, which you guys didn't mention, is BioWare. I hope BioWare can
Oh, I
hold
forgot
off.
about BioWare.
I want
right.
BioWare to break away from EA. So if
Mhm.
they could sell BioWare, I don't care
I
about Dragon
forgot.
Age anymore, but Mass Effect is my
Yeah,
thing, so.
true. The Mass Effect lineup,
Yeah,
dude.
that's the
Yeah.
helmet back
Wow.
there. That's the helmet
Yeah.
back there.
Oh yeah, is that an N7
Oh, I
helmet?
didn't
Yep.
peep that.
Yep.
Let me see
Yep.
that. Back
Yeah.
there.
Yep.
Oh, the
Oh yeah,
Crisis,
look
the
at that.
Crisis
Yeah,
games. Oh, dude.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
pretty dope. That's interesting. I'm not sure where we're going with that. I don't know what you guys think. So, what were you looking up too loud? How much money they FIFA makes, or what were you looking up?
I wanted to find that chart that I was looking at the other day, but I can't find it right now. I'll probably post it in a community post or something later.
Mhm.
I don't want to hold up the time just trying to find it, but I know I have it in my history somewhere. So I'll just probably look through my history from about 2 days ago and try to see if I can find it, because it was a pie chart and it was showing, exactly like 70% of gamers, and it's like these 3 games that are being played the most by 70% gamers. And then it was like the rest of these little slivers of games that are getting tinkered with by everybody. But I think in the top 3, one of them was FIFA. It was like FIFA, Call of Duty, and one other title, and it was like the top 3, and they've been the top 3 for like 10 years. Like
Probably
the most
Fortnite. Probably
yearly.
Fortnite or something, right?
It might have been Fortnite or Minecraft or something like that. But I know FIFA was one of them, and that's why I was like, dude, that's pretty huge, because FIFA is like it. For us who don't play it, it's not that big, but like that is a huge title. Like that is a crazy big title, man. And because it is so, it just spans borders. And like every country has their type of media that they consume, but FIFA is consumed worldwide.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Like it's so I think like that is much bigger than we could imagine. Really, really big purchase by those guys. It sucks to see more investment groups get into games, because we know that what they do to games is they ruin them, they make them horrible. Since investment groups have been getting involved in gaming, we have gotten more broken games released than we have fully working games. And that really sucks, because they have a timesheet that they want you to meet. And if you don't meet it, they don't give
care
a
about the
crap. They
art.
want you to push the game out. You can make an update later. Who cares? They want their money now. So it's like if investment firms get involved, we get effed. The gamers, we get screwed. And that's the part that sucks, dude, because we've already got enough of this. There's a reason why indie games right now are doing as well as they are. Right?
Yep.
Like, because these indie games, they don't have the pressure of these big corporate entities telling them
They want patches. They want patches and this and that. And
come on,
look at Nintendo's
the
already
Battlefield
advertising
2042
DLC.
came out horrible. It came out horribly broken. Battlefield 2042. Like it was one of the only games that I've returned in like 10 years. I returned it literally within 2 hours. I was like, no. And I'm a huge Battlefield fan, and I was so let down. I was like,
you're a what Battlefield fan?
I'm an enormous Battlefield fan. Like I really enjoy Battlefield, bro. It means that I like it a lot. But no, that's it, dude. I think that's very interesting. It sucks to see more investment groups get tied up into games, because this is a passion of ours, and I think that the guys who are working on them should also be able to be passionate. And when they're not capable of being passionate, then it shows. It shows, and the games come out and they suck.
So before we wrap up, something you said earlier, PIF has shown a footprint in video games. This group out of Saudi Arabia, they've been hosting tournaments. They are partial owners in EA, so maybe they're in it just for the money, which is probably more likely. But maybe there's something there to them actually putting a genuine, care into it. I don't know what you guys think about that, but I mean, it's just something I thought. I don't know.
Yeah, care for lining their pocket.
Right. Okay. I was just saying.
Care for super yachts.
Super yachts.
Yeah. Bugattis.
Oh my God.
Super
Gigi,
rare cars.
what are you working on? What can we look forward to? What can we expect to see from you? What handhelds are you excited about? What are you most excited about? Let's go there. What are you excited about coming out? What are you most excited about seeing?
I really do want to see more AMX 395 devices. I would love to get my hands on one of them, even if it's just like a review sample that I got to return. Just to get a taste of it, to be able to give people an informed decision about what they're paying for and stuff. That's what I'm excited for. I despite the price, I am excited to try out a Legion Go 2 as well, just because it's realistically the upgrade in every dimension over the original Legion Go. Right, which people ask for, not the price again, but everything else pretty much.
Right, fair.
And the Go has been, dad pun intended, my go-to device. So it's kind of a no-brainer for me in that context, especially given the amount of Legion Go content videos that I've made. Yeah, and in terms of stuff that I'm working on, I'm really just working on some more XR glasses type videos, and I have a Switch controller. It's actually one of my favorite controllers now. That I'm working on a review. It should be up over the weekend.
What kind of controller is it, or can you not? You don't want to talk?
Yeah, no, I can. Yeah,
just tell us about it. What it is, or
it's the Nixie Wizard 2. So this one is
that's some nerd shit, dude.
It's Clef endorsed. Or I'm just saying it's Clef endorsed. I don't know.
That's huge.
Clef endorsed. Yeah.
Oh, you don't know if it's Clef endorsed. Oh shit.
He did review this. He said positive things.
Wait, are you using his name without permission?
I don't care.
It's a badass controller. We have one downstairs in black as well too. So it's a.
Oh, you got one of these? Is that the Wizard?
So is that the?
No, that's the Wizard 1.
No, this is the Wizard 1. This is the Wizard 1.
Yeah.
You're the Switch 2 compatible, right, Gigi?
The Switch 2 is.
Yeah, it's just Switch compatible.
Yeah, so is that, isn't it?
This one's Switch 2 compatible. That one has. I think that one is PC compatible. Is it? No, there's something different about that. This one is not.
Oh, I see. So this has this one where you can switch modes. If you hold these buttons, it can switch from an X input or X360 controller into a Switch controller. So the OG GameCube style controllers, you can actually make use of as analog. Or if you want to play some sweaty Battlefield Too Loud, then you can put the hair triggers on.
Sweet.
So,
I love hair triggers.
Nice. And then I know you I know you guys are parents. If you wanted to go on the road, you can detach these. You can use these as separate Joy-Cons with Steam games too. So
I'm trying to remember what the difference.
You only really need to take one.
I know that
so
one. This one doesn't have the trigger locks. I'm just trying to remember what the difference is.
TMR sticks.
This one has regular Hall. Doesn't have TMR.
Okay.
TMR this does not have trigger locks in it as well.
Okay. This also it's on my table somewhere there. It actually has a dongle that works with the original GameCube and I think Wii and Wii U also.
Oh, that's
but then what's even cooler about that dongle is it has a USB-C port on the dongle which you can plug in, and that will be recognized by your PC. So it's not going through Bluetooth; it's going through that dongle to connect.
Hey, can we just pay our respects for a minute to whoever was the nerd who decided to name that component the dongle? Because I think it's such a cool name.
Well, again, our buddy Clef calls it dungle, so he gets a lot of comments.
That's a little different. So I told my wife one time, I was like, "Hey, grab me that dongle," and she was like, "Oh, you're trying to be funny, huh?" No, literally the dongle. Go get.
It's like a bagel bagel thing. Wait, Matt, you're from wait, Jedi, you're from New York, right? So how do you say bagel?
I say bagel. Stop messing around.
Bro. Okay.
Yeah, no,
not like I say. I say huge and properly nothing. Oh my gosh.
Say Mario.
He says Mario. That's a Northeast thing, right? He says Mario.
Timu. That's the Timu version.
Timu Mario.
That's the Timu version.
Oh my god.
Mario.
What kind of shirt you got on right now, Matt?
Super Mario.
Timu shit. Timu.
Amazon, buddy.
Well, I wasn't saying the shirt was from Timu. I'm saying the character you're naming is from Timu.
Oh,
Super Mario.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Well,
And
this was fun. This
yes,
was fun.
I thoroughly enjoyed it. Thank you, gentlemen.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Okay, well, we'll see you guys later. Thank you for coming through. Same time next week, maybe 5 minutes late, like usual, because of Jedi, not me. And and thank you. See you guys later. Bye bye.
Later.